Just be careful. Just maybe don't gesticulate by the bird. Maybe use a dice tray.
Hello and welcome to Talking Shire, episode 8. Goodness me, a podcast about the Middle-earth strategy battle game from the community here in the northeast of England. My name is Jamie, and once again I'm joined by Nick.
Hello.
And Jonathan.
Hello.
As we talk all sorts of rubbish about the game we love. So welcome back. It's been a month,
Good
hasn't it?
to be back.
It's been a long month. It feels
busy.
like very
Yeah.
busy.
It's
Yes,
a lot of hobby going on.
yes. A few
Yeah.
tournaments here and there as well. Mm-hmm. A few more trophies in the bag.
Oh yeah.
We'll touch on that actually, because a couple of tournaments that have been going on. So actually, just after we record the last one, me and you went off to Scouring of Cheshire. Which was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Really enjoyed that one. I'm bringing it up because I did really well, and I'm going to brag about it because I don't do that well with anything. So I went 5 wins and 1 loss over the course of the 2 days with my host of the Witch King army. So I was very pleased with that. I think came 7th or 8th or something, which was ridiculous out of 70 odd players. But yeah, really enjoyed the event. It's famous for the tables, really.
Yeah, the scouring boards.
Yeah. I mean, they are, some of them are quite impractical and some of them are quite challenging. However, it makes you play slightly different, and you have to adjust your tactics and kind of the way you set up. And you think, well, I can't set up it there. I'll have to move over there because the terrain's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, it changes the dynamics of the game. The board becomes more part of the game than just kind of buildings on the board sort of thing.
It feels more narrative.
Yes,
as well.
Much more narrative.
You've got to. You are telling more of a story with a board that seems to represent somewhere specific as well.
Yes, and I remember you saying you got some lovely pictures of your fellowship.
I did.
Doing their thing.
Yeah, I did. The fellowship. I played 5 games against good armies, which were all very fun and enjoyable games. But I was like, I want my fellowship to fight like a Balrog, or I didn't fight a Balrog. but in game 6, I played Lead from the Front versus Minas Morgul, which is both a fantastic scenario for the fellowship and a fantastic matchup. So I just took loads of pictures of my fellowship.
Yes.
Beating up a load of orcs, essentially.
Very heroic shot of Boromir on the stairs at one point.
That was it was one of my favourite moments of any game ever.
Yeah.
Boromir just looking down the stairs, ready to slap some orcs about. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yep.
Really fun.
Great event. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah. And I got to play another Middle-earth sort of podcast content creator. Mm-hmm. I played Boris from Striding Edge Games.
Oh, yes.
And I played him on Top Table Gaming.
Oh, yes, on the stream, yes.
We're really crossing the streams in terms of
It's a different IP. It's a different IP.
Oh, sorry. We're crossing the Anduins?
Yeah, that'll do.
Sorry.
Yes, crossing the borders or something. I don't know. Yes, very good.
We'll leave that bit behind.
Great event. Great couple of days. Very tiring, but very much worth it. So yeah, I highly recommend anyone tries it if they want to try that. Then it was Gondo on 60 seconds after that. There was a few went down for that. I got best painted, which I was it was best army, but I got that, which I was very pleased about. I went up against Martin King's fabulous smoky Angmar board, which was quite, we're tied, and then I managed to finish 34th. He finished 35th, which meant, out of 40, which meant I just pipped him to the award. But I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. Yep. But considering this episode is all about hobby, I thought it would be worth mentioning his fantastic board. A lot of pictures out there on Facebook if you want to have a look. But yes, very, very pleased with that one for me. And then my goodness, the Masters.
Yeah, I've been to, so just this weekend gone, I've been to the GBHL Hobby Masters 2026.
Yeah.
Which at Warhammer World, which was my first time at Warhammer World.
Really?
So yeah, it's really cool.
It's pretty cool.
You know, not to understate it, but it is pretty fun. Bugwins is really cool. I got to see the exhibition
The exhibition's great.
I love the
Exhibition.
exhibition.
I couldn't.
Really cool.
I couldn't go to Buggins when I went because they were renovating it. So I spent twice as long in the exhibition.
Yeah. Worth
So
it.
good.
You could easily spend more and more time in there. Every time you go in, there's more to look at.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I spent a lot of time looking at the Middle Earth boards and being like, Faramir's got to be on this board somewhere. And we literally spent like an hour doing that. I went around with Alex Bordis because we played each other in round 2 on Saturday, and we finished our game within. Bear in mind, we had like 2.5 hours per round. It was maybe an hour and 15 minutes. And then we were finished. So we went around the exhibition.
Nice.
It was really fun.
Did you find the assassin?
No, because they put you in a room with like 5,000 miniatures on the board, and then
Flashing
they
lights.
turn all the
Flashing lights,
off.
really low lighting
There
as well.
was no way I could ever find that.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't actually think the assassin is painted either.
Really?
Or he might be
That's
primed
wild.
black.
Black,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
Because I've seen a couple of pics online of people that have allegedly found it, and some of them have been holding up just a black miniature.
Or is it like because the lights are like red and blue? Maybe they're just primed red, so they just like disappear into the
Yeah.
lighting.
Yeah.
There is a conspiracy that some days they just don't put it out.
Yeah. If anyone has found the assassin on that board, please let us know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Because I didn't find it. I've only been once, and no way I was going to find that.
I had another round to get to, so that's why.
That's why.
Otherwise, obviously, I could have found it.
I see.
I was given
Right.
some tips by a staff member there that can like cut out a big chunk of the board for looking. So he says it's got to be somewhere that A, they can reach without having to like lean over. So it's within arm's reach of the edge of the board.
Okay.
And B, it needs to be visible from both the top and the bottom.
Well,
Because
this
the
is all
top
good
area
stuff.
isn't wheelchair accessible, I don't think, properly. So if
okay.
someone is in a wheelchair, they need to be able to spot it from
Write it
the
down.
ground floor.
Write it down, everyone.
so
That's us.
if you spend ages and ages like I did scouring the middle of the board with your phone zoomed right in, you're wasting your time.
If Nick disappears, it's because Games Workshop have disappeared Nick.
Also, if you never hear another episode of Talking Shire ever again, this is why. They've found her and they've shut me
Should we
down.
cut in like 30 seconds of silence so that it just seems that we've been taken off the podcast?
Putting a couple of gunshot sounds in the background. Yeah.
But yeah, the Hobby Masters was very fun. Lots of very friendly people there because it was the Hobby Masters.
Yes. Yeah.
So the most sporting players and the painters of the GBHL.
The winners of last year's
Yes.
GBHL.
Yeah, the
Yes.
top 8.
Yeah.
The top 8 of the paintings winners, the top 8 of the sporting winners, and then the Gaming Masters is like the top 10 players, the top player from each region, and then
Yes.
one is the best newcomer.
Yeah.
Right.
So all us hobbyists had a great time. Very quick games, finished very quickly, and then you'd be like, wow, that was an intense game, and then you'd look over and there would be 8 tables of the proper gamers.
Competitive
The big boys.
gamers.
Yeah.
Still going.
Yeah, and they would go for like another hour. It was the endurance was impressive.
But then what was the result of the Hobby Masters?
So I came 5th
Yeah,
overall.
well done.
And then I also got first place best painters.
So the best painted at the Masters. So the best painted of all the best painted, Mr. Jonathan Mack. I can hear the applause coming in now, as it should.
Thank you.
Because technically
Thank you.
that makes you the best painted player in the GBHL last year.
I'm the painted player.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah, just
painted
we'll paint you before every session.
Yeah, true.
To be fair,
Yeah, I'm
so-
bright blue today.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, no, it's an honour to have been selected for that.
Well deserved.
It was a tie between Mark Kittle and I, and then we found out that we actually voted for each other as well.
well,
So
self-sabotage.
the perfect way to win.
Yeah.
It's very nice, and Mark's a lovely guy as well. So
Yes.
all
So,
fun and games.
Very good. So a good couple of months. Have you have been doing much, Nick? Have been a lot of practice games?
Yeah, I don't think I've done a tournament this month.
You did?
I was gonna do Gondor in 60 seconds, but then I forgot to buy a ticket.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sold out, didn't it?
And then I did get contacted to go on the reserves, but it was like 11 p.m. on the Friday, and I was
Yeah.
like, I've got the plans now.
Bit late.
That was my bad. So I was gonna go, and then
You
I
did
forgot.
Peter Bowl though.
I did do Peter Bowl. So I mean,
How did that
I
go?
was present at Peter Bowl. Whether Whether I did Peter Bowl is a slightly other question.
Yeah.
Has Jamie apologised yet?
No.
No. I think I apologised during the game. It was about turn 3.
I probably didn't hear it.
apologising.
My ears were ringing.
Yeah, it's not good when you've got 3 werewolves, 9 wargs, and a wild warg chieftain against 5 wild men chieftain. Yeah. Again, what was it again? It was the the points one. Where you have to score the points every round.
Stake a claim.
Stake a claim.
Claim,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah.
For everyone at home, I can see Nick disassociating.
He's just zoned out, isn't he?
It's like I was already in a bit of a state by the time I got to you because I'd already lost 2 games by that point. Because my first game I lost so quickly that we just played another one. So I think, how long were the rounds again? An hour?
Yeah.
An hour, yeah.
Yeah, I think by 35 minutes in, I'd lost 2 games.
That's got to be that's a world record. Surely that's a world record.
We have to keep track of these. Yeah.
And then you kicked me while I was down.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
great. So I have made a vow not to take that on me ever again. So.
It's the spectre of the Assault on Helm's Deep Berserker spam list is still hanging over 200 points. So if anyone wants to try and beat that,
Well,
please do
Yeah.
come to Peter Bowl next month.
Well, so that was one of my reasons for bringing Wolfpack of Angmar was because it's obviously it's really good at 200 points.
Yes.
The second reason was because I've just recently painted my Wild Walk Chieftain, which, because it's a hobby episode, I might want to mention it. Really fun model to paint. I love painting it. Love the sculpt. And I wanted to use him because he's just been sat there for a couple of months. Wanted to use him, fair enough. And third, because Berserkers, how do you take on just Berserker spam at 200 points? And I thought, knock down with everyone. That might help.
Fight
So
5.
it was,
I still think we're due a sleeper hit the first time someone is brave enough to ring Path of the Druiden. nothing but Wozus.
Yes.
That'll tip it.
Just waiting for Alan Cameron to show up after he's drubbing after the first event.
I did spitball a list while I was waiting in the half hour for everyone else to finish their game of what Wozus would look like in that. And unfortunately, something I didn't realise of that list is that literally everybody has to take a horse if they can.
Right.
So I was like, well, you could just take a Rohan Captain. That's a little bit cheaper. Oh, he needs a horse. That's 20 wasted points.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, well, there you go. So, yes, that's a little bit of a roundup. Just as a reminder of that, the nehl.co.uk, that's the Northeast Hobbit League. You can go on there and track how we're all doing up here in the Northeast. If you do attend any events in the Northeast, it all gets uploaded to there, and it's just kind of a little bit more friendly competition for separately from the GBHL. So, if you want to have a look, nehl.co.uk, just jump on there and have a look. It's good to keep track of these things, and we'll catch you. We'll catch you soon. Northeasterlands will be after you, after the Rangers of the Northeast. We'll get you eventually.
It's never
I don't know when it's going to
happen.
happen. It is May now, but we're trying. Well,
like in old cars when you clocked over your mileage. That's what's going to happen. Is we're going to get so far ahead that we're going to reappear on the bottom, and then we'll meet you in the middle again.
Yeah, I'll take that. It's fine. Right, so before we go into our community questions, because the community questions, there's a couple based on today's episode, I'm going to just give a shout out to Mr. Ian Minto, one of our local players. He's just started up his own Forge, essentially. So the Forge Gaming on Etsy, he's started putting together dice trays and other things. So it's called Dice Forge. It's a dice tray with storage compartments. It's got custom printed lids. You can add your own custom designs. I've got one with Talking Shire on it. I think, Nick, you've just ordered one with your Game Brass Oasis on there.
I have, yeah.
Yeah, and Jonathan's still deciding what he wants on his lid.
Yeah. I'm affiliated with too many different groups and organisations.
Yeah, it's good to try and prioritise without paying anyone off.
A portrait of Bill so you don't forget again.
Yes, that's a good idea. It was part of the Dice Forge. You get extra add-ons like the Vault for putting your tape measures in. There's dice towers you can attach to the side if you're more into D&D. It has phone holders, and it all fits together into like a compact box design. It's very cool, very interesting, and very good to see Ian doing quite well as well. He's got quite a few orders in. The Forge Gaming on Etsy. We aren't sponsored. I'm just putting that out there. We just want to shout out to a local designer and a local guy who's really good just a really good guy. Good, nice guy to play, and a nice guy all round. So good luck, Ian, with that. And we'll keep giving you a shout out because we really like it. So, right, we'll go into the community questions because it does lead into our episode. So our first email was not relevant to this episode, but I'm going to read it out anyway because it's from Paul, and I like emails from Paul. So Paul Hart's put in the title is Rules. So he says, "Hello, gentlemen, and Jamie."
Nice.
That'll become clear later on. When playing games, what is your favourite way of checking the rules, other than remembering them for every army? How do you know, outside of the official rulebook, that you can trust third-party apps or websites? You can probably see where this is going, Nick. I asked this as I was recently cheated out of a certain victory by someone using a printout which did not have the correct or full rule correctly noted. It made me have a sad face. Another relevant bit of topical info. Hypothetically, how would this be addressed by a TO if after a match the mistake was pointed out by another player? It was Jamie what did it. Concerned, South Shields. It's me, Paul, and we had a lovely game. He's got that in brackets at the end. So, yes. Yeah. So how that come about was I was playing. I was trying out my Riders of Aema against his. It wasn't Barad-dûr. It's MESBG.
Yeah.
That's correct. And I managed to Sorcerer's Blast a troll and knock him prone. However, you can't do that.
Oh, Jamie.
This is why we have practice games. It's my argument. Yeah. But I was using a printout of the Tabletop Admiral rules, and it didn't include in the Sorcerer's Blast information about the strength of the model that you're knocking prone. It just says the model is automatically knock prone. So that's where it came up. So yes, should have checked the rule book, etc. But that's what it said, and so that's how we played it. And so I knocked the troll prone, killed it. Aylmer. I mean, Aylmer rolled a lot of sixes. Yeah. Probably might not have made a difference. However, it did. So how would you do? How do you guys check rules mid game? Usually.
So if something matters a lot, I'll always double check it in the book.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, it's cropped up quite a few times with me using Boffer, where obviously in the FAQ they had that, 700-word clarification about how his special rule works.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they say in that is if something falls under the special rules title, it is probably negatable.
Right.
And I've had games where someone's had an app up and they've said, oh, well, you can't negate such and such because it's not under their special rules bit. I was like, it's not listed under special rules in the app.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of the apps, the special rules tab is saved for the universal special rules that a model might benefit from.
Yes.
So then I'll open it up in the book and be like, no, look, it's under special rules on their profile in the actual book. So when it matters for something big like that, I always
check
just double check, especially if there's any chance of it being unclear.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always aware of that, like the third party site. So, I've got in touch with TGA in the meantime. I think it's been corrected, but I haven't checked, to be honest. I will be checking because I'm using them this weekend. But they are very responsive to this. There was another rules thing query that was put in previously after Scouring of Cheshire as well. I think that's
famously,
yes. Which has been, I believe, has been sorted now as well. So they are very good at these things. So if you do ever come up with anything like that, just let them know. But yes, I am aware that they are third party and they are doing their best to kind of, it's usually just one guy or two guys putting these things together. And so hats off for the amount of work that they put in. So they are people, they are human. It's on there. Oh, it's on there
confirmed. The change has been made on Tabletop Admiral.
There you go. So that's how that's how these things are in terms of like the people behind them are very good at what they do and put in a lot of time and effort. But they are human error. They are going to miss things.
I think the thing with like any like transfer of language in any way is that your shorthand for something that you think that's all you need to put in can read very differently for someone else. Like it just happens. I think it's fair enough that like Tabletop Admiral and MESBG Builder and things like that, they're supposed to be just shorthand forms, like they're quick reference, but then it depends on who's reading it, really. What is relevant and what's not.
And stuff does just slip the net sometimes.
That's
even like just because it gets missed. Like MESBG Builder, for instance, when Army to Middle Earth came out, I noticed that most lists where an orc shaman could take a warg, it wasn't actually an option on there.
Yeah.
And that's because it's not super clear in the book like it takes a minute to realize it in the book, but it's like in the book, almost every list except for I think Wolves of Isengard and then like 2 others. It doesn't say that you can, but it also doesn't say that you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why on this build it just got put in as just the infantry model.
Right.
But it says like, oh yeah, in Wolves of Isengard you can take an Orc Shaman with a Warg.
Yes.
Because you have no choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just Orc Shaman. But then you notice like on other sections where you have something similar, if they're not allowed to at all, there'll be that in brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I ended up mentioning that to the guy, and he did end up fixing it on some of them. But there's still some on there where it's missing because
That's
you don't notice it until you notice it.
Yes.
And that's always going to be, and that's why you inherently can't trust a third party app. And you also can't trust the rulebook because it's GW.
Well,
but
this,
you've already got some rules that have dubious moments in them, and then someone else has like transliterated them onto something else, and then there's always check everything.
I was going to give the example. So Boromir of Gondor, for 5 points, can take an Elven Cloak. And he can be taken in 2 lists, the Fellowship and Breaking of the Fellowship.
Yeah.
But in the Fellowship, he can't take his Elven Cloak. And in Breaking of the Fellowship, he gets it for free. So you can never actually spend that 5 points on an Elven Cloak.
Yeah.
But it's in the rules.
I think so.
So
I think that is a consequence of it's the same with Nazgul.
Yeah.
Nazgul, they have
the option.
They have the A, B, and C profiles.
Yeah.
The A profile for Nazgul never used.
No.
It's not using a single list, and it's for if you're doing free play or narrative stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
okay.
fair.
So they leave it in there for that option, but obviously when a lot of the players predominantly do competitive, just because it's simpler to follow the rules competitive, it does look a bit peculiar.
Yeah.
And I guess they're leaving the door open in case they make another list later on that includes them.
Yeah, I think it's. I always go in using these things with in the back of my mind, thinking these are third party. And I do have a digital copy of all the books on my phone or on my tablet or wherever I am.
Yeah.
So I do have the actual rules to reference. But on that occasion, sorry, Paul, I didn't, and I killed the troll.
Yeah.
That's just how it worked. And this is why we do practice games. It's so.
Although if Jamie does anything like that again at a tournament, instant DQ.
Well, yeah.
That's the only punishment.
Well, that was the second part of the question: is how would you deal with it as a TO? And seeing as you're coming up to an event, how would you deal with that if it came up?
It's tricky with my event because it's a team event.
Yes.
So if one person on a team makes a mistake, do you
punish the team?
Do you punish the entire team? That feels very harsh.
Yeah.
But then if you punish the individual, that does have ramifications on the team.
Yeah.
So it's one I've been thinking about a lot when I wake up in the middle of the night.
In cold sweats.
Cold sweats. But yeah, I think like if it's a competitive event, which like GBHL events are inherently competitive.
Yeah.
And it's really like in that instance, if you've knocked a troll down, charging it with ammo, and then you get your free hero combat, and you kill the troll, charge into the Witch King, and then the game is over.
Yeah.
It's sort of I don't know. It might sound harsh, but I think like that would probably be like you would lose that game.
Yeah, you just have to put them down as a loss, wouldn't you? Because they could change so much of the game.
In my opinion, if the game's over, it's too late. Like,
don't
don't do that again. Because, like, it's very easy to say, oh, if that hadn't happened, I would have won that game. It's like, maybe. Or maybe Aemma would have rolled 6s on all of his wounds anyway, and then still heroic combated into the Witch King and still killed the Witch King.
Yeah. It would have to be, like, clear... Like... A clear, you can see how that caused the loss. Like if it was like I got 2 kills in that heroic combat and I broke by 2 models and then the game ended.
Yeah.
And then I lost by 2 VPs or something like that.
Yeah, or like if it was like an impossible situation, like say keep the troll example. If it had been a different hero that only had 2 attacks, and they couldn't have killed him without him being prone.
That's it. Yeah,
that's a different scenario.
Yeah,
maybe. But even then, it's still once the game's over. Everything's hypothetical after that.
Well, that's it.
If you catch it during the game, then you might be able to make some tweaks. Maybe just say, like, put the troll back.
Yes.
Carry on.
Yeah.
But if the game's over, I think it's a bit too late by then.
Yeah.
So we'll double check on the way.
We're not playing for money.
But then it's like,
So I think on balance, I think what Nick said is, if you're unsure, just check the book. Especially if it's something important, just check the book.
Yeah.
If you then can't figure it out because the wording can be quite subjective, get a TO and just get them to rule it. But yeah, sorry, Paul. But also, like, the other advice is have practice games. So these things come up in a practice game, so it doesn't come up at a tournament. So practice your armies, like give them a good few runs out. So these sort of situations come up, and then you can practice and know what to do. Later on, you kind of avoid these situations. So there you go.
Yeah.
Right, so that was Paul. Thanks, Paul. A regular emailer at this point. So we had an email off Mike as well, Mike Clapham. So he said, "Hello, gentlemen. Loving the podcast. Keep it up." So the first part of his message is actually a very good idea for an episode. So I think we've adopted this. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
For our next episode. So
we're not going to answer it.
So we're not going to answer it straight away. I'll read it out because you can get in touch with the podcast about your thoughts on this as well. So he says, so the questions I have for each of you is, if you had to rank parts of the hobby, in what order of importance would you place the following for you? So he's put 1, competitive play, 2, thematic play, 3, painting, like competitively, 4, conversions, so conversion models, and then 5, display boards. So there's 5 little things he's put in there. So competitive play, so thematic, I'm assuming narrative, that kind of thing, painting, and obviously the competitive side of the painting scene, conversions, so making your own models or making them more unique, and then display boards as well. So we're going to rank them, put them in our own orders, and have our own little arguments for it. And
yes,
arguments.
We love arguments.
But obviously, if you guys want to get in touch as well, talkingshire@outlook.com, then get in touch with your kind of experience with that. So thank you very much, Mike. We're going to do that for the next episode. So question 2. In the 17 months I have been playing MESBG, it feels like the region, players and lists have noticeably become more competitive in the last 6 months. Across the board, 60, 80 and 90 events, so the 60s are the like Peter Bowls and stuff like that. What are your thoughts? Is this a positive or negative for the local community? Many thanks for the podcast, events and general enthusiasm and effort you all bring to the Northeast community. Thank you very much. Even Jamie, the Northeasterling scum. Cheers, Mike. Thanks for that.
Get in, Mike.
And he finished off, cheerio, Mike.
Cheerio. Fantastic.
That's a nice little addition. Thanks. I hadn't read that. That's
I like
fun.
that you said thanks before the bit about you being North.
Oh, goodness me. It's nice to know that it's, friendly rivalry and all that.
Yeah.
So, yes, thoughts on how more competitive the players and lists are becoming? Because I've noticed the trend.
Yeah, I've joked about it, but I think there's an element of truth to it where I've said 90 is the new 100.
Yeah.
And 80 is the new 90.
Yeah.
And 60 is also the new 90 because Jesus Christ. 80s don't exist anymore.
No. Well, I'm hoping to bring back the 80s in August with mine because it's going to be stupidly fluffy and themey and rubbish. Yeah. So, well, hopefully not rubbish, but fun. So, yeah. Anyway, yes, so competitively, they have. I think 90s have shifted, got really quite competitive now. I think we're getting a lot more people travelling to our region as well. And bringing their sort of meta and their experience, and we're trying to catch up. Yeah, so running to catch up, basically.
Are we going to address the disaster that was Gondor in 60 seconds for the Northeast community? Was it 9 of the top 10? Was it 8 of the top 10 players?
It might have been
came
9.
from
outside
Leeds,
the Northeast
Sheffield region. Which fair play to them because they are very good players.
And they've travelled, they've put the effort in. Yeah. So fair play.
But it didn't go so hot for the Northeast.
No, did it?
But it's good. I think getting more competitive players from elsewhere shows that we can put on a good tournament.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
and the borough tournaments have always been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I think even if I've gone and gotten battered.
Yes.
So I think it's nice that it's sort of opening up. It's not just sort of like 20 people for a tournament now.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot. It's a lot of people come up to the Northeast.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think a small part of what might have caused this shift is that what were the stanky armies in the previous edition, quite a few of them sort of were their own thing, which meant you had to go out of your way to get them.
Yeah.
Like, you had to go out of your way to play Angmar, you had to go out of your way to play Sully.
Yes.
Whereas now, especially right now since the Depths of Moria nerf, it's models that quite a lot of people already were using.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, it was like, oh well, I'll get a Gondor Battle Force because it's fun. It's an easy place to start. It's an easy place to start. And it's like, oh, what's that? I can just slot Aragorn in, and I've got Men of the West.
Yes.
So it's more of a. It's easier for like a basic vanilla start to turn into a stank list now compared to how it used to be.
Yeah.
Because you used to have to get very specific things, whereas now it's like the models that you're getting from a starter set. Slot one hero in, and then you've got Men of the West.
It's a bit more accessible from the ground up to get into a tougher list or like a more meta list sort of thing. Yeah, I agree with that. It is becoming. I suppose that was sort of their idea when they launched this new edition. They wanted it to be kind of more accessible. That's kind of how they went with 10th edition of that other game. Is is that they were going like, oh, we're going to streamline it, and we're going to want more players into the game. It needs to be easier for people to get into. And I feel like they're trying to do the same thing with the new edition of Middle Earth as well. And it has worked in that respect, where they're going to be selling just boxes of stuff that you can just play and be quite good at straight away. So yeah, no, I agree with that. I quite like it that we've become a bit more competitive, only because we're getting the new players. They're bringing their lists. They're like their things that they like to play. They're bringing new experience because new players with new experiences. The kind of Leeds, Sheffield. We're kind of know a few of them by name now. Like we're quite friendly with them, and like and vice versa. So I've
seen Adam Bird every month.
Yeah, basic.
Like October last year or
yeah,
something
basically.
like that.
And
I'm sick of him. lots of love, Adam. Yeah.
But like we're travelling down to their events and they're coming up to our events, and there's a bit more of an overlap now, and it feels like we're being a bit more included, but not because we're like left out. We're just because we just never tried to go to these events. I think I don't know. It's become richer for it. I think we're having. More yes, the lists will come up against are very much the same towards the top of the meta. But you look at your Men of the West, and you look at your Battle of Five Armies is flying up there now with lots of it's just Gwahir, isn't it? Gwahir across the board. So, but playing different players with those lists makes it better, makes it more fun.
I think like a very competitive list this edition, and throughout the edition, has been Lurtz's Scouts and Ugluk Scouts.
Yes,
and those have been pretty prevalent at all the tournaments throughout this edition in the Northeast, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've been podiuming at all the tournaments, but they're definitely
doing well.
They're doing well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lurtz is top 3 and at 80s.
Yes.
Now, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think where it's not just sort of like where Mike says he's been playing for 17 months.
Yeah.
In the edition, we've had 12 months where essentially the Balrog was on top.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't let other lists like Men of the West or Lurtz Scouts, they would just get like completely crushed by it. Well, not completely, you know, but it was the better list. Whereas I think this year, in the last 6 months, in maybe not just in the Northeast, but everywhere, there's been more, people are more confident with list building in this edition.
Yeah.
Where I think like usurpers, people know how to build usurpers now. Men of the West,
see them more. Men
of the West, you saw a lot last year.
Yes.
But I don't know that people were settled on the Aragorn Gwahir Legolas until Deaths was out of the way.
Yes.
And then you could say, look, there are other lists here that have got a lot of potential. We'll put that in. And obviously the top players will have been playing these for
a while.
God knows how long.
Yeah.
But it's sort of trickled down.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair with the Northeast events, I was looking at even the Gone On 60 Seconds event, the top 4, like the most common list there with 4 was Rivendell, which was really nice to see. Like I think it was only one Men of the West that there, and I don't think it won. And then you had I'm going back to my event only because I remember, and the 4 most common lists was Muster Isengard. It was 4 of them, sorry. So again, like I think up here in the Northeast, we are kind of trying to get more competitive, but we are still trying lots of different things, which is really nice to see as well. But I think that's what's going to maybe break the sort of meta, as it were, with Men of the West and your Lurtz Scouts, is by lots of people trying lots of different things.
Yeah,
and we're trying to find the counters. We're trying to.
It is amusing though. You can instantly tell what has caused that little bit of variety to happen.
Yeah.
And that is that Rivendell and Muster are pretty good cast of Men of the West.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Lothlorien as well.
Lothlorien, yeah.
I'm doing Lothlorien next. Because it beats Men of the West.
Yes.
Just in time for August when it'll get nerfed.
But yeah, that's, I mean, and so I'm a fan of the competitiveness getting a bit better. I wish the 80s, 90s, 100s were a bit more kind of, weren't as grey now as they are. I wish you could go to an 80 and think, right, I'm just going to take something fun and have a fun time. Because now you have to think, well, I'm just going to get trounced every round if I don't take something good.
One thing I would like to see more of is just a little bit of introspection from players. Do you think you're a top 3 player? If you don't think you're a top 3 player, maybe don't take Men of the West. Because if I see that at the bottom table when I've just gotten clapped by somebody else using Men of the West, and then I have to do it again, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy bunny.
You are a top table player. Take Men of the West. Take the Meta Breaker list.
Yeah. So no, yeah. So I mean, there are options out there now. I mean, on the back of that, actually, in terms of tournaments, we're seeing a lot of because TOs are starting to get more familiar with the rules of this edition. There are more kind of fun things coming up in events where, you know, they're going to take this and this out, or they're going to try, you get a free one of those, or, you know, that we were talking in the last episode about different funky scenarios in tournaments. We're going to see it. We're seeing a bit more of that this year than we did last year. And I think that'll kind of change the meta slightly as well, which will just make them more fun events. So as much as it's become more competitive, I think now that players and TOs are now getting more confident with the rules, it should hopefully kind of level out a bit. Hopefully. That's the way I want to look at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks for the that last step was their little sentence as well. So finally onto the topic then. We've got one from David Miller. He got in touch about the favourite models feedback. So, hey, as someone that's been getting back into the hobby again after nearly a 20-year break, I have a few opinions on the question of favourite models. So 20 years ago, I think the best models, in my opinion, were the Rangers of the North. As a kid, I always thought they looked very thief/roguelike. Jonathan's fist pumping right now. Which was just a very cool aesthetic to me. There was one specifically crouched with his hood up that always stuck with me as being so cool. So he's put some pictures in here as well. If you're listening on YouTube, this is going to have a lot of pictures on about the models we're going to go through and stuff. Like the ones we're going to talk about, I'll put them on the video. So have a look and as we're going along, and you'll see what we're talking about. So yeah, so there's the picture of the Ranger all crouched down with his hood up. I'm just going to show everyone there that particular one. So now, coming back after 20 years, I thought more might have moved on, but was shocked to see just how many of the sculpts are exactly the same. Yeah, well, yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
That said, of the new stuff that have come out, I think the new Éomer and Theoden sculpts are massive improvements over the old. However, the one character that has had the best overhaul over the 20 years I have been gone has to be the Mounted Witch King of Angmar. His pose is just super dynamic and well made. So I'll put a before and after on there if I can find a picture of the old model, unless everyone's burnt them, because it's there's a funny Witch King on horse that had his like a flaming sword. And it just looked so chunky. If you ever saw that model, I'll see if I can find a picture. I'll put it up. So yeah, anyways, that's about enough for me. Just wanted to say thanks for the pod, and thanks to the guys that run Peter Ball that has given me a chance to get back in and learn to play again. Kind regards, David. So that is me and Jonathan and Peter, who's named after it as well.
Peter Ball.
Peter Ball.
That's his surname.
That's the giveaway. Yes. So Peter. Sorry, Peter. You know, David got in touch a couple of months back, and he was like, "I really want to get back into it. What's the best place to start?" I invited him down to Peter Ball, and he's had a good time just learning the game, trying different things as well. He's tried 2 different armies now, and he's already talking about bringing a different army next time.
Oh yeah.
So. So yes, welcome to the community, David. It's good to have you. So that's his favourite, the Rangers of the North and the Witch King of Angmar.
The Rangers of the North is a fantastic shout, David. I love them. I know Jonathan, another Jonathan. He also is a big fan.
Yeah,
because they're great. They really capture Middle Earth like vibe. I
Yeah,
can't
they do.
describe it any more than that.
They
but
do
it's
have
like,
the vibe,
they look
don't they?
so
Yeah.
so cool.
So yeah, with that we'll segue into the main topic. Even though we've been talking for probably about an hour, about our favourite models in the range and what we like to hobby with, and our best kind of favourite to paint and favourite to sculpt and all that kind of stuff. So who wants to start? Do you want to start with your Rangers? Are they on your list?
The rate. Well, that's spoilers. That's
So he
spoilers.
was. Okay,
so
fair enough.
so I'm going to start with what I objectively think is the nicest model
Yeah.
in the range that I haven't actually painted.
Right.
So there's no image of my version. Actually, I've painted. Well, it'll make sense in a sec.
Okay.
So if we're talking about like hobby or like models having a glow up,
Yes.
my like first pick for favorite models.
Yeah.
I think it's the nicest silhouette
Okay.
in of any model ever. I think it's
Right.
great. It's a Glorfindel on
Yes.
horse.
I've got it written down right
The
there.
new Glorfindel on horse. There it is.
Yeah, he was on my list as well,
There it is.
Glorfindel.
So hopefully, if we do this properly on YouTube,
Yep.
you can see a video that, and I'll show you a picture of my old Glorfindel
Yep.
that I painted,
Nice.
which is not a nice sculpt. that is not. It's not my favorite.
Was it an armoured one? Or,
No,
it's
no,
the
no,
armoured
it's the
one.
unarmoured.
With
It's
the,
The old
yeah.
pajama glove,
It's
the
not-
metal
yeah.
one.
I have that one
not,
too.
It's not bad. Well, it is.
It is.
It's just the sword is so like
Weird.
the sword is weird and thick, and
Yeah.
then his face is sort of like pouty. It looks really like
It's a similar thing.
Jonathan's
with
doing a lot of
Elrond.
expressions
Sorry,
with his
I've
hands
just-
here. He
yeah,
just punched
sorry,
the
sorry.
microphone.
Sorry to everyone at home. Whoops.
I think there's a similar trend with Elrond, like old pajama Elrond. That
Yes.
I use
Yeah,
my
yeah.
white counter now.
Yes.
I specifically bought that model because it was hideous and I thought it was funny.
It's
But
yeah, it's
I
the
do
cheeks,
think,
isn't it?
yeah, the faces are horrible.
Yes.
But the model as a whole, thankfully, you tend to be looking at them from above, so you don't usually see the face that much. So
Yeah.
the models as a whole, if you paint them carefully, can actually look very, very nice.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the faces are
They're just not good, are they?
Yeah, no,
similar thing where it's like the new Elrond, the plastic Elrond
it's so
is
good.
so good compared
Oh, it
to
is
so
such a
good.
lovely
that old
model.
pajama, and
Yeah.
especially compared to the metal one from the Last Alliance, like the one from the Gil-galad box
Yes.
Yeah.
blister.
Yeah.
Where for some reason he's like a foot shorter than he's supposed to be because they've got him in that weird power stance. But
Old elf metal characters
Just
had a
weren't-
pretty rough
Yeah,
time
they did, didn't they?
in
I do
like
love-
2003.
I do love the current Galadriel, the metal Galadriel, with her basin, and even the heavy metal paint job they've got on that looks like a Muppet. Like big, massive white eyes and huge lips, and like,
Yeah.
you couldn't have got someone to give this a second crack.
Quite
Yeah.
cartoony. Like,
Yeah.
in the
If-
25 years it's been since it was released, you probably could have updated
Yeah.
the paint
It
job.
fascinates me that that's the one they sell and not the Protectress one where she's all spooky looking, because that model
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
That model
very
is
nice.
brilliant.
I've just painted that the relaxed Galadriel.
Yeah.
And I was tempted to get the Protectress as well because it's
It's
really
so
nice.
cool. It is
Yeah.
very cool.
That's objectively the best Galadriel model, and it's the only one they don't sell.
Yeah.
You should for gameplay wise, you should put just nice chill Galadriel, and as soon as she gets charged, you have to
Yeah. Swap out.
swap out the model.
Yeah.
So
and
the-
suddenly she's really angry.
The other Nick that uses White Council does that in reverse.
Oh,
He has spooky Protectress Galadriel at the start, and then when she uses a nuke and loses all her powers, he swaps her out for the chill Galadriel.
That's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yes, bravo.
Yeah. So yeah, Glorfindel on horse is my I think he's objectively the best model in the whole range.
Yeah.
Fight me on it.
No, I'm not fighting you because
He's so good.
absolutely
He's got like
stunning model.
What I really like with models is when they have like a variety of texture. Mm-hmm. So like if they've got some robes, they've got a little bit of skin. I don't paint a lot of dwarves for this reason because they're just metal.
Just
and
all over.
That's sort of, they're just metal. There's no skin. They're all wearing gloves. So Glorfindel has robes. He's got metal. He's got skin
Hair.
showing. He's got hair.
Yeah.
You've got horse hair. You've got horse.
He's got like a tabard thing as well that comes off the side of the horse. And, so much
He's-
detail.
he's-
You
could spend a calendar year painting that model.
I
reckon.
probably will, to be fair. When I
see
finally
this
get
as
around to painting it.
yeah.
I'm going to rock in as a lazy painter and say I appreciate the exact opposite.
Okay.
I
Yes.
like it's not my best painted model, but I really love my Balrog. And that's because the Balrog is mostly one colour.
Yes.
And I really like heavily armoured models because they're all metal.
Yeah,
and I like painting metal. And it's like, to me, I like a model where I'm doing one technique really well. And that's it. I just do that one technique really well. Whereas if I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend some time on this, and then, now I've got to do the metal over here, and now I've got to do skin, and now I've got to do hair, and now I've got to do cloth. By the time I get to the fourth thing where I'm using a different technique, I've checked out and I've gone and done something else. Whereas if it's just one thing, I can zonk out, I get into the rhythm, I do the thing, and then it's done. It's like looking pretty good. And then just a few little touches here and there to make it look really good.
Yeah.
Which is why my favourites to paint are almost all wizards, because it's just cloth.
Gandalf,
Just
the
cloth.
grey. You don't even change Saruman, the white. You don't even change paint colour. You just
But things I actually do want to do, but it's just one technique because it's just cloth.
Yeah.
So
I
like
get that.
my Gandalf the Grey has a not insignificant amount of blue in him
Yes, yeah.
because it works really well for the
does mine,
shading,
yeah.
sort of thing. And like my Elrond, my pajama Elrond, he's wearing a bright pink robe, but there's a lot of purple in there as well. And then I've got like a purple on like his inside shirt. But again, it's just the technique. Just one technique, and then you look closely at his face and realise I'm really bad at skin textures on that small scale. So I appreciate that I've got one big canvas that I can do cloth quite well on, and then that distracts from the bits that I'm really crap at. Whereas if everything was roughly equally represented, then the one crap thing will stand out.
Yeah,
That's fair enough.
I
get that.
That is another way of looking at it. Yeah, saying that, to be fair, I haven't actually painted my Glorfindel yet, because whenever I do look at him, I'm like, ooh,
I need to give that some time, and I don't have time.
Scary. Because you do, it is one of those models that the more you look at it, the more you like spot, and you think, oh bloody hell.
40k painters just sitting there going, what are you talking about? Detail. That's just
Yeah.
like everything's got a pouch. So
It's one of the things that makes me like the old metal miniatures more than like modern Forge World ones, is because there is that lack of detail on them. So it's like, it just feels less scary to tackle it.
It was less. Yeah.
So this is where I sit somewhere between the two, because I love the models with quite a lot of detail, but it has to be a captain or a hero where it's got a bits and pieces. But if it's just the troop type, or if it's just like a standard kind of warrior, I don't want to be spending loads of time kind of doing all bits of detail. I just want two things: a bit of metal, bit of cloth. It's done.
Yeah,
so I've got in my list. I have Glorfindel in there, but I've also got the high elves. So the standard high elf things and warriors. So the ones with the bow and the one with the sword. So the sculpts themselves are, fairly generic, fairly boring. But if you paint them right, they can look really nice in an army. And I've seen some lovely things. I've seen someone recently on the GBHL page has changed their arms position on all of the swordsmen, so they're all in different poses, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So I'm not very good at kit bashing. I wouldn't be doing that. So I just have to make the most of what I've got. But because they've got a bit of metal, quite a lot of cloth, and then it just takes a shade or two and a bit of highlighting and just the tiniest bit of skin, and they just look good, like as they are. And you can do them any colours, you can do the metal any colour, they're kind of really interchangeable. But also the first thing I ever painted. So the first model I ever painted was a high elf warrior, so I've got a bit of nostalgia in there as well. But it's kind of, as a troop type, they've a mix of both. It keeps it interesting, but it's not too hard. Like, it's not loads of detail, it's just got bits and pieces. But if I'm doing a warrior or a hero, sorry, I've got down on here Helm Hammerhand. I love the new Helm Hammerhand sculpt because it's the new plastic is just really nice. The way they've kind of designed it and sculpted it, it has a lot of detail on there. So, but it's the sort of detail where it's all kind of embossed. So if you just paint it all one colour and then you just pick out the embossed bits with the side of a brush, it immediately, and then put a little bit, maybe a bit of a wash over the top. It doesn't take a lot for it to then make it look amazing because the sculpt is so good. And so I just love it. I love the new Helm Hammerhand model, just the way he's rearing up. I love the horns on his helmet. I know some people aren't a fan, but I do like the horns on his helmet. And even the horse, there was a lot of fun to paint because I had a lot of different type of detail and things, and you can also be a bit creative with the colours. And I just love that sculpt. So as a hero model, that was one of my most favourite ones to paint. For that reason, where you can make it look good without too much effort. I did spend a good few hours on it. But when I've painted stuff like I'm trying to think of an example. I can't think off the top of my head. Other heroes, like I've got Legolas on Rock on my list because I love the Helm's Deep Legolas. But because it's an old metal sculpt, it's a bit more fiddly. You don't know where things end and where things begin, and it's a bit more kind of you get them bits of flash that you can't quite clean off, so it's get a bit lumpy in places, and so I love that sculpt because of the pose and because it just looks so iconic. And it was one of the first Legolas things I'd ever painted. But the two heroes, there's just no comparison. The new plastic helm is just fantastic. Absolutely love it.
I think my favourite model that I really enjoyed painting, and it's not my best job. That was back when I still did a lot of things with a thick coat of one colour and then a wash.
Yeah.
And a not insignificant part of it is basically just the zenithal highlight plus a contrast paint.
Yeah.
But it still looks really good
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's a well-designed model. And that is the old metal Radagast the Brown.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
That is a lovely model, and it's so easy to make him look pretty decent.
Yeah.
Without having to go bonkers with him.
Yeah.
As a case in point, I failed him almost any chance I get. And that's part of the reason, so the fact that it sucks, part of the reason I don't tend to use the sleigh very often is because I like his infantry model better than I like the sleigh that I made for him, which I'll be coming back to when we talk about kit bashing. But yeah, it's like because the way that his robes are, it's not really a robe. It's a cloak and then like a tunic underneath.
Yes.
So I did mine with I did the cloak as the big brown bit for his name, but then his tunic underneath I did like earthy yellows.
Yeah.
And stuff, and yeah, that just came out really nice.
Really
And then because of the old metal model, all the details that are on there are really chunky. So like it was really easy to do his beard and his hair.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of straggly as well. And there was lots of raised bits to just very lightly dry brush over with a grey, and then dry brush over with a very slightly lighter grey underneath. And yeah, didn't take that long to paint and came out looking really nice. And I think 99% of that was just because the sculpt is so good.
Yes.
It's hard to do it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's a good shout, that one.
Yeah. I do like a lot of the metal poses have very like static sort of dour poses, like him he's holding his staff and he has one hand up with a bird.
With a bird, yeah.
Yeah.
With a bird, and it's sort of on that like one plane, like sort of a lot of old metal models of that time. You wouldn't have someone like with an arm forward and an arm to the side. You would have someone with, like all the arms are sort of next to each other.
Yeah.
But I quite like that sort of like it means that you've got one side of the model. Like if you were going to display Radagast the Brown, you would just know exactly which angle
way
you were
to
going
point
to
it.
display him
Yes.
from. So it's very easy to like approach that kind of model.
Yeah.
Whereas like Glorfindel,
Which
Yeah.
when you start with that helm, I've had the same issue.
Yeah.
I bought the new Shelob. I opened the box and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
I might wait till 2027 because it's a beautiful model, but like it doesn't have that same like instantly like readable.
Yeah.
And like you can
Yes.
break down Radagast straight away to like you say like the cloak, the like tunic, the beard, and then you just go for it. Whereas I think it's a little bit more difficult with models that are sort of
I think
more
as well, like
detailed.
with that,
That's true.
that sort of stiff pose that some of them have, it works really, really well when you've got them with the slightly more modern plastic warriors.
Yes.
Like, for example, Raddy in Thorin's Company. All the Thorin's Company models are fairly modern plastics, nice sculpts. They're all very dynamic, and by having just him being that little bit stiffer, and because he's a wizard, he's that little bit taller than a human as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, with the dwarves, he's even taller than them. It makes them look quite imposing
Yes.
because they're sort of rigid, domineering, commanding pose.
Yeah.
While everyone else looks like they're running into battle. It makes them look a bit more dignified.
Yeah.
And it's like a
Yes.
similar thing, like you can get it with like the metal Gandalf the Grey, the Fellowship Gandalf, the Rivendell, sorry, Gandalf the Grey,
Yeah.
where he's pointing, and
Saruman.
some of the Saruman,
Yeah.
All Thanks Saruman,
Yes.
was a really good one for
It's
it as well, where he's
fantastic.
pointing, and the one that's like from the Muster of Isengard Saruman, isn't it? When he's up his tower, where he's clutching his staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another good one when you've got like gibbering hordes of Uruk-hai in front of him, and then he's looking very stiff
He's
and
unfazed.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a battle going on. No idea.
No. Yeah. He's there
great,
just standing at the back, doing what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's very true. So I've got also on there is my my Ents, basically, because of the whole like one technique situation that you were talking about.
Yeah.
They were some of the best models I've painted. I love painting monsters for this reason, is that it's very much I'm just going to spray them brown, and then various coats of different dry brushes, and ends up perfect for that because you can do any sort of tree, any sort of colorations. But you just put, I'll do a couple of dry brushes, couple of washes with green or reddy browns, and then I'll do a different dry brush and a different sort of brown, and then a lighter brown. Then you can go over the whole thing with like a Chablis bone or something just to pick out the highlights, and it's so straightforward to kind of just dry brush the whole thing and make them look so good. So one of the easiest ones to paint was me beach bone model, because I sprayed them a light colour. I was going for like a grey. I'll put it on the screen. There's like a grey whitey colour. So I sprayed them with like a wraith bone sort of colour, and then I just painted the whole thing with a grey contrast paint. I think it was Basilicanum. Just did the whole thing with a grey, and then I just dry brushed it. Did various things and a couple of washes, and then the actual leaves on the top, it was just is it Militarum green? Is that something like that? It's like a military green colour.
Atachan green.
No, it's a contrast.
Oh, contrast. I don't know.
Contrast paint.
Sorry.
It's literally just I repainted all of the leaves with Wraithbone, and I just used the contrast, and that was it. That's all I did for it, and it just looks really good.
Yeah.
So all I did was dry brush and contrast paint, and I won. What was it, third or something?
Yeah,
and it was just just dry brushing, and it's just that brand new sculpt. It's a Forge World one, but I think it's so nice to kind of take it easy with a model sometimes, like as you said, just like you're just using one or two techniques, and you can make them look really good quite straight. You obviously have to spend a bit more time than you usually would if you want to go for awards and things, but it's just really nice as well when you've kind of put that a bit. It's just relaxing when you can just I'll just dry brush, that doesn't quite look right, I'll just dry brush a bit more. It looks a bit better now, and you don't worry about it too much, and you just kind of do it bits at a time, and there it is. You suddenly look at it away, because I use a magnifier, and away from you come away from the magnifier, you're like, wow, that looks great. I've been looking at it 10 times zoom and just like picking out all the bits and pieces, but when I look at it at normal kind of distance, it looks great.
I had that experience with Gandalf the Grey, with his big wide hat on. And I painted his face, and it took me ages, and then I turned off my lights at my desk, and I thought, yep, his whole face is completely in darkness, and it will always be completely in darkness, no matter where I display it.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Here's a question for you. Have you ever, when painting something, slightly cocked it up, but then had a happy accident and realised, actually, that's better than what I planned?
Most likely.
I have a funny example of that happened with me, going back to Protectress Galadriel. With that one, mine, I didn't do her in like the spooky colours. I did her normal colours, but I painted her dress like a blue. And that already came out nicer than I expected, because I think I used some contrast on that one. I forget which I did, though. A couple of layers of it. But I got really nice gradient on the blue on that. But what I also did was I had painted that little bit of armour that she wears first.
Right, okay.
And I didn't bother cleaning the pot.
Right,
So I had little bits of metallic mixed in with my brush while I was painting the blue on her dress.
Right.
And it turns out, set the back, and it just sort of makes it ever so slightly sparkle. And I was like,
that looks
that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to do that on purpose. Which means that model can never get chipped, because I can't fix it, because I can't get that effect back ever again.
I did, so when I did my Wildman at the start of last year, I was aware that, so essentially the new edition released on like the 14th of December or something like that. And then I knew that I wanted to take Usurpers to the Gondolin 60 Seconds 100.
Yes.
Which was on like
January
20th of January or something like that. So I had 24 Wildmen to paint, 3 heroes, and then a load of Rohan trainers as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, I need to plan how I'm going to do this quickly. And part of that was I'm going to try dry brushing and zenithal highlighting and stuff for the first time. And I dry brushed my torches. I thought I'll start with really like bright, and then I'll just work away from the edges.
Yeah.
And then I started doing OSL on my models because I accidentally did too much highlighting and it hit the sort of shaft of the
right.
torch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've done something there. And then I thought maybe I'll put some on the hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the head as well.
And part of me was thinking I've painted 20 wildmen already. I think 4 of them have torches in my army, and I painted 20 of them, and then a load of Rohan. And I think I was just like, well, I've got to do something different.
Yeah.
So that's how I started doing like OSL, was like say from like a happy
accident.
accident.
I quite enjoyed painting my wildmen, but I did not enjoy building them.
No.
So
This is something I was going to get
about
onto.
20 of them, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to have any more than 20 ever again.
Yeah.
Because Jesus Christ. But painting them was really easy, because it goes back to the sort of the style of sculpt they've got, where they've got shaggy hair. They're all wearing shaggy fur.
Yeah.
So the fur on mine and the hair on a lot of them, same as Raddy, it's a zenithal highlight. I spray painted them black, and then I zenithal with a brown, and then I put a wash on it.
Yeah.
And that was the fur done. And that was the hair done on most of them as well.
Yeah.
And then for the tunics, I just did I think it's Galvor back red I used. Thin, made it really, really thin, slopped that on in one coat, done.
Yeah.
I might have put like a Reikland flesh shade wash over the entire thing. But like, I say for the skin, it's just, I think it's Eldar flesh that I use. Or Kislev, yeah, I think Kislev flesh on this one.
Yeah, Kislev
Kislev flesh, that's the one, the really light one.
Yeah.
Do that very thin over a zenithal model, and it's perfectly passable. Doesn't even need a wash.
Yeah.
Because you'll get the shade underneath from the zenithal, and because it's a very pale skin, it still stains enough over it without it making without looking dingy.
Yeah.
You get a relatively clean skin look on something without any effort whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I also didn't bother to paint the eyes. I'm normally a sucker for painting the eyes. I normally always do it, even though no one cares, and it makes me weep. But
I like the eyes.
For my wild men and for the orcs that go, because I did them as Army of the White Hand. For the orcs as well, I didn't bother with them. It's the only time I haven't bothered.
Yeah.
No one's ever noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. As someone with 24 wild men to paint, this is really good information.
Yeah,
I've currently got them sat
fun.
there.
It's just
there is
painted.
there is like a skill to using your sprays in the right way.
Yes.
Before you touch anything with a paintbrush. I've been doing it with terrain recently. It's not Middle Earth, but I've been doing some steampunky terrain.
Yeah.
And 99% of that was just spray paint. It's the old Kill Team Ministorum set
Yeah.
from like 2018 or whatever it was when that came out. And all I do with that is spray paint them black. Then I did too many layers in this, and I can strip a couple of steps out. But the process I ended up doing was a gold spray over that, very lightly.
Yeah.
Then a little bit of light brown to get a sandy effect.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of gunmetal
Okay.
to bring it down. And then, because I'd gone a little bit hard on the brown and the gunmetal, I brought it back down again by doing gold again, but from like, I don't know, like a foot and a half away. So it's very lightly dusting on the top of it, but then doing that, like go over with a light dusting, go over the light dusting, and it just settles on the top.
Nice.
And then teeny bit of brown just on the very bottom, so it looks like dirt coming up from the ground.
Yeah.
And then again, a very, very light dusting, but sort of low down.
And this is
with
all just
with a black, all with a spray can. And then I'll take some pictures when I get home. We can put them in the video, and I'll send them to you so you can see it. And then like a very light dusting with black again, just to mute all the colours back down. And then the only bit I did with the brush was Reikland flesh shade in most of the crevices, but not all of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then a little bit of Nylock oxide.
Wow.
Nice.
Just to make it look tarnished.
Yeah.
And that was that. And it's like, there's loads of little details on them that I haven't painted that if you're doing it properly should be painted. But they're the sort of details that in a game, you ain't going to notice.
You don't
A lot of them are on the inside.
Yeah.
You're not going to see them
Yeah.
unless you really sit down. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you're doing like a proper display board, I wouldn't use this method. But if you are doing a gaming board, it's great. I mean, like, I had cramp in my wrist by the time I was done. And I think I did use an entire can of black spray paint. So I don't think it was financially better. And it definitely wasn't better for my health.
You do this all.
Yes, do
But
this
it was
outside,
indoors.
guys. Do
But
this
it was-
outside.
It was significantly quicker than painting it a conventional
Yeah.
way. Because even just dry brushing it would have taken me 4 times as long.
Yeah, I rarely paint terrain.
Yeah.
And that's part because it just takes me ages.
Yeah.
But because it's like I enjoy doing the very tiny details. So I get carried away.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
And like when you're thinking about it, I was thinking, I'll add something. And then when it's like terrain, it's like, I'll do a trim around the door. and it's like, oh,
So this
there are
is-
4 doors.
Yeah, this is where
No,
I fell
it's
into
gonna
this
take
chat
me a
with
week.
me Rohan stuff. So I've got the official GW Rohan houses, which I really like, to be fair. And I followed the GW video to paint them, and they look great, to be fair. I really like them, but goodness me, it took ages. And then I come to like doing like hills and stuff, and I got some 3D printed stuff, and then I turned up for the GBHL finale, and Sam had just done a mass print on so many things to get it ready for the event, and to get it ready, we just spray painted a lot of it just one color.
Yeah.
So the Elven stuff is just painted like a white, it's like a
Yeah,
white
like a
spray all over.
bone,
It's kind of looks mottled in certain places and stuff, and I thought, I've just spent ages on these houses, and he's just done 2 sprays over these, and they look great. Like the whole board just looks like it's all the same colour, so it's all the same stonework, however. And even the Amon Hen board as well, it's just like sprayed brown and then green over the top, and then it just looks great.
Yeah.
It just looks like ready to go straight away. So that's what I've done with mine. Just
It's a less is
couple
more
of sprays.
approach
Yeah,
with the spray,
basically.
where it's like you can do it from a distance with a very quick spritz, and you might think 90% of that paint isn't actually landing on the model, but the 10% that does will make it look a little bit different.
Yeah,
And that's enough a lot of the time. And that's how you get your shading
Yeah.
on it. The sort of thing where if you're doing it with a paintbrush, you'd have to be very, very careful and very, very ridiculous because it's very easy to go too far. Whereas, and also the fact that because you have absolutely no control over it, you get that randomness.
Yes.
It makes it look a little bit more realistic sometimes
Yeah.
because the sort of wear and tear you see on the outside of a building, it is random.
Yeah.
And you will simulate that more by just going nuts with the spray can than you would with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Unless you're being very, very, very good and very, very, very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do need to, I think a lot of my painting and my hobbying is just painting. Like I don't use any, I spray everything black, completely black. And that's it. I do have a grey, but it never sees use. So I think like I have a very like narrow section of painting that I do. It's why I take like ages and I don't paint any. I mean, when was the last time anyone saw me paint a warrior model on my
I don't think I've seen you use a warrior model.
It's just
I can't remember the last time I see you're
technically my Lothorian.
Yes, but
is
before
warrior
that,
models. But yeah, so
I can't remember.
since October last year was when I started doing my Arathorn stand.
Yeah, with
And
your
since then
Rangers.
I've painted 14 Rangers, Arathorn, the Fellowship, Halbrad, Eladin Elrahir, some elves, and Gladriel.
Nice.
That's it. That's 6 months.
I've painted like 25 orcs at least in that time,
Yeah,
as well as lots of other things.
yeah.
The old orc sculpts, I have to admit, are really bad.
I like them.
They are. I say they're bad because they're really boring to paint. The good. They're quite, because they are. If you look at them, they are all fairly unique.
Yeah.
Like they've all got different helmets, or they've all got different like bits of cloth hanging down, or different or the shields are all patterned differently and
They're
stuff like
deceptively
that.
detailed as well.
They're too
But they're so
not
brown.
uniform. Like, I need to paint like it's the ones that have, for me, it's the guy, he's got a pick and sort of like a sort of cyclops visor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's got a shield that's like it's raised above his head, and his shield has like 4 sections.
Yes.
It's like, do you paint all that one color?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Lesson
what I
learned.
did. Yeah.
You paint
That's
the shields. There's 2 brands of shield. There's ones that look like they're wood and there's ones that look like they're leather.
Leather, yeah.
shield, paint a dark brown. Wood, paint a pale brown.
Yeah.
Put the same wash over both of them. Bish, bash, bosh, done. There's one shield that has a cross on it. Paint the cross a slightly brighter colour. Done.
yeah.
Easy peasy. No one will know the difference. Because that orc would not be on the table long enough for anybody to
Well,
know.
Yeah,
that's, but this is what.
He's going to get shot on turn 1 by an elf.
Yeah.
So one of my orcs, I thought I did all my orcs all in one like a batch painting session, well, a few sessions, but batch painted them, and I did all the browns and I did all the greys, and then I did all the wash, and then I thought at the end, and I was like, I'm going to make one of them. I'm going to try some freehand, so I've freehanded like a Witch King symbol on the front. I thought I'll just give it a go because I was doing the banner at the same time, and he dies first every single game. I'm just like, why did I put? He goes at the front of every display board, but he dies first every game. I'm just
He does look cool.
I tell you what
worth
makes
the
orcs more worth the effort is if you paint them a brighter colour than what most people do. Because most people do them a really dingy
Yeah, I should have just done
green
them.
or a very dark grey or a muted earthy mottled colours. You take a couple of steps back and it's just a dark smear. You painted everything dark. Paint something
so
a bright
true.
colour. Give them really shiny armour or give them really bright skin. Mine are bright blue. Mine are like practically cerulean.
They're really good.
And they look all right. And I haven't done anything special with them.
See,
I haven't even put a wash on half of them.
So it comes down to like your favorite paint style, though, isn't it? Because I'm very much a like box art. I like things to look how they came out the movies, but I don't know if that's just because I'm being boring or if it's because I don't know. I'm just kind of made that way. But like whenever I think, I'll tell you what, I'll do these differently, and I just paint the cloaks a different color, and I'm like, I could have done something much better than that. And, but I don't know. I need to get out of this funk of just doing everything the same. I think this is probably why I don't like my orcs and why they're boring. It's because I've done them boring. I don't want to repaint 50 orcs, but if I was going to repaint 50 orcs, I would probably use much brighter colours, like reds and purples and blues. And
if you tackle them in the same way as you would a human model, you'll find they're actually a bit more interesting than you. I think the orcs are nicer models than Minas Tirith warriors, because Minas Tirith warriors are all just armour.
Yeah.
And I could make that fun because I like painting armour. I like painting knackered old, ancient-looking armour.
Yeah.
So if I was going to run Minas Tirith warriors, I would probably run them in Realms of Men and have them as being like some petty kingdom from somewhere else with no money, so they're still wearing old bronze armor or something.
Yes.
And I could have fun with that.
Yeah.
Because I really like painting that. But then if you're doing them properly and you want them to be in like nice clean steel, it's just and that's the problem you get with orcs. But because with Minas Tirith warriors, they're a brighter colour.
Yeah.
It just feels a bit more fun. It just looks a little bit cleaner and nicer on the board.
Yeah, true.
I'm also a box art sort of guy.
Yeah.
So I own very few light colours.
Yeah.
I think. Like I have a lot of like
Browns
greens
and greens.
browns. Everyone who's seen my painting will know that it's greens and browns.
So is mine, to be fair.
Greys,
so is mine.
And then like I've got the colours. If I need anything that's brighter for like a highlight, I'll just mix like a very bright yellow in or a white in.
Which is the one you recommended?
Yeah, ice yellow.
Ice yellow. I still can't get hold of it.
Hasn't got ice yellow. Get ice yellow.
Is it Vallejo?
Yes.
Yes,
There's a
ice
Vallejo
yellow.
one, there's an AK one, but the Vallejo one is 1010.
What I wonder what might help is sort of like a middle ground if you want it, because like if you can't get over the idea of like this needs to be correct.
Yeah.
Is go to the books for reference rather than the movies.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff that was darkened in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, Thorin's Company. Like, the actual official paint scheme is actually relatively close to the book, but they still use muted versions of it.
Yeah.
But every one of those dwarves has in the book most of them have a bright cloak, or they've got distinct colours. Like, Philly and Killy have bright blue cloaks.
Oh, right, okay.
Thorin has a royal blue cloak.
Yeah.
It's got like stars on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, Nori... I think Nori has a pink cloak and Dory has a purple cloak, something like that. It's described. It's right at the start of the book as they're entering Bilbo's house. Describes what cloak everyone's wearing and what belt everyone's wearing if they've got a belt on. So it's like so and so has a white cloak and a copper belt, and so has a blue cloak and a silver belt, and it's like you can use that as inspiration and then paint them bright. So that's my Thorin's Company is very colourful because I use that instead of just painting them standard, quote unquote, standard dwarf colours.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It does. It isn't like I do use the books as well. I get that. Like when I started with Galadriel, I thought, great, I'll do grey. And then I'll do grey up to white. And that's because in the film she's wearing white.
Yes. Yeah.
And there'll be some shadow in there.
Yeah.
And that was it. But then like going through the book, she's described as like in twilight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I started with blue as my like base colour instead. And I think it looks I'm happier with it for the blue. And like I mean, if you look at it from the table, guess what? It looks white. but
you can tell the difference. Like a model that has just been painted white looks flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I will very, 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 very rarely use grey to achieve shadow on a model.
Yeah.
And since I watched a video a few years ago on YouTube from Lila the Miniature Witch.
Oh, yes.
Was the channel.
I've seen her videos.
And she basically said if you're doing warm colours, use like, what was it? If you're trying to brighten a colour, don't use white, use yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to darken a colour, don't use black, use blue.
Yeah.
And I've taken that to my shading. It's like if I'm shading a model down and it's like a warm coloured model, I'll use like a red.
Yeah.
And if it's a cold coloured model, I'll use a purple or a blue.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's subtle. Like my Gandalf the Grey, technically, I have just used grey paints, but they've been like some of the funky grey paints. So like the base for that, the primary colour on that is Dark Reaper, which is grey with a little bit of blue in it.
Yeah.
Just a very
yes.
slightly bit of blue in it.
You can't tell.
Yeah, you
with
can.
grey paints.
Yep.
Yeah.
If anyone out there is a painter and they can't get the like grey highlights to look right, it's probably because you're using a blue tinged grey and then you're highlighting up with a red tinged grey.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of colour theory in here that we could delve into.
I don't know if I could. I don't think I understand it.
This is where I was going to. This is what I was going to.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, a lot of it, I don't understand why it works. I just know from pottering about that some things do work, and sometimes it's counterintuitive.
That's it. When it comes to this sort of thing, check the YouTube videos. Like, there's so many good painters out there who don't necessarily paint Middle Earth stuff, but paint lots of other things that you can just pick up all these little tips from.
Yeah,
it's very good.
I think something that. So when I started NMM Gold, I had no idea where to start with it, really, because it's, I don't know, it's a hard concept to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not actually a colour, it's light reflecting on a surface. It's like, well, what colour is that? It's like, well, it's gold. It's like, well, I don't know where to start with it.
No.
It is like, it's sometimes easier to just find a recipe and then see what colours you produce out of that.
Yeah.
And then if you have like I was going to say like a gold box. I mean, if you have a gold box, well done. Fantastic. Let me know your address. But like
Talking Shire at
if you have
outlook.com. Let us know.
If you have something like that's reflective, like use real world, like use things that you can see.
Yes.
And think, if this was tiny, what's the brightest spot? What's the darkest spot? And then you can kind of like, as soon as you replicate that on a miniature, you might spend like hours agonizing over where each highlight is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you step away from the model, it's not readable anymore.
Yeah.
And you've wasted all that time. Well, not wasted, but you know, if you're enjoying the process, keep enjoying the process. But having it in your hand where you can sort of like look at it and spin the model around and look at it from a different angle, like you'll be able to pick out like something that I used. What was the colour? I was using a lot of Doombull brown in my NMM.
Yeah.
Right.
Because as to sort of transition from Rhinoxide. And I was doing this in layers and layers and layers and building up and then going up to like yellows and sort of bright like whitish yellows. But then I was looking at it and then I was painting some leather and I went, hang on, this is Scrag brown. What I've painted here, what I've been mixing this whole time is Scrag brown. I've spent ages mixing this and I had no idea that Scrag brown was in this like recipe. Or I was essentially creating Scrag brown without
knowing it.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, so now I skipped like 3 steps.
Because you've already
I can just do Scrag brown mixed with water and then I blend that into the shadow and then Scrag brown mixed with less water and then mix it into the highlights.
Yeah.
And it's literally as simple as that. But you don't necessarily notice those transition colours on like really like on details until you've got it in your hand sometimes. So I don't know where I was going with that actually. Forgotten. This was something else that painting is very much it's if you enjoy it, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. So it is sort of my happy place.
Yeah.
So once I start talking about it,
you just get
I just start thinking about it and then I'm like, why was I talking about this? For the sake of talking about painting, yeah. So Neve in particular, very sorry about how much I talk about painting all the time. I appreciate your patience.
There you go. Hey, good advice. So yes, I would models then. Have we all?
Yeah, sorry, we should circle back.
Circle back to models. Do you have any more to add to the in terms of favourites? Favourites in the range then? In terms of maybe the pose, or you see on the tail and you go, oh, that's cool. Or like, obviously, other than the ones we've mentioned.
Yeah. I think one, and scratch it off your bingo cards, everyone. I haven't painted mine particularly well because I painted this when I was still sort of doing the lazy Warhammer style of painting rather than slightly more detailed painting I do now. But I think it could look amazing if someone took the time. And that is your boy Thrain the Broken.
No, it can't.
Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming.
Have you looked closely at the heavy metal paint job on the one on the website?
No.
They've painted a pattern on his cloak.
Oh, really?
A freehand, very nice pattern
This
on his
rings a bell,
coat.
actually. Yeah.
That's not sculpted onto the model. It's a very quite intricate, very careful pattern, and it looks really good.
Oh.
And I think it's one of those models where, despite being fine cast, it's actually quite a nice looking model.
Yeah.
But because it's fine cast, it's a little bit of a ball look to paint.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to glue him wrong because the bits don't quite fit when they're supposed to.
Yeah.
That's the problem with.
I thought he was going to be in one piece and he wasn't. And also his dagger snaps like all the time. I've glued mine on like 17 times, so his fist is mostly super glue now.
So he is really trained the broken.
He really is throwing the broken. Yeah, I was tempted to just like shave it off and just have it look like he's punching someone. I was like, that's just as good. But it's what
he
like
would do.
it's a deceptively nice model, and he was relatively fun to paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, like that was I painted him before I'd really bothered to learn how to paint properly.
Yeah.
I was using lots of shortcuts and easy ways of doing things. And I think if anybody else in the world actually owned one other than me, I think you could see some really nice paint schemes on them.
Yeah. Funny enough, I feel exactly the same way about a different model.
Okay.
Arathorn.
Nice.
I think, like, I started painting.
The world is
Take a
writing
shot.
itself, guys.
When I started painting Arathorn, I thought, wow, I want to take Arathorn's stand, but now I have to paint this god-awful sculpt. And, like, the model was released in 2007, and the paint job on the Warhammer official website is from 2007.
Yeah.
And I don't want to disparage the paint job, but you can probably... We have smaller brushes now than they had in 2007, so you can get more detail out of them. But it's got a lot going on, more than it first looks at. Like it first it's painted in this sort of like on the website, this very like dull sort of tan, and he's got a belt, and that's about it. But like I did mine, like his undercloak is like white, and I've got like a little pattern on it.
Yeah.
And it just makes him look so much. Well, I'm being very humble here, but I'm a big fan. I sort of decided to do this extra bit of detail on my Arathorn after I'd started painting them, because I was like, I'll finish this quickly, get it over with. And then I started and I was like, I really enjoy this model.
Yeah.
So, there are a lot of sculpts that you don't see people tackle because they assume that they are like poor model, like the Finecast era model. Like I think that the Gandalf that comes with Thrain the Broken, where he's sort of like hunched over, and he's like drawing glamdring.
Yeah.
The guy, I can't remember his Instagram handle. The guy that won Golden Demon Middle Earth category last year with his Bolg. If you've seen that, he after that posted. He was doing the Gandalf from the Thrain the Broken sculpt.
Okay.
And it was like I literally spent like 10 minutes looking through this post that he did about this Gandalf, because I was like, I cannot believe that model is that model from that set. Like it was so like you can get a lot more out of the models than I think first appear.
It's a deceptively versatile model, that one, because that model, obviously I own that one because I own Thrain the Broken, and he's actually my Radagast on Slay.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that's the one I used for my Radagast, because I didn't want to use the official Radagast on Slay because I think the bunnies are silly. And it didn't, and it doesn't look like my infantry Radagast because the one on Slay is the movie version, whereas mine is the other version, the other old metal one.
Yeah,
and it's a closer match because the hat is not like it's a separate piece for that Gandalf, so you can do him without the hat.
Oh wow, okay.
So that's what I said. Do him without the hat. Chop off his sword. Chop off his staff. And then I made some reins for it. I'll go into it in more detail when we actually get onto the conversion side of the conversation. But yeah, we can
head into it.
All right, we can jump straight into that one. So, chop off the sword, chop off his staff. So he's just got his hands, and he's already in that sort of the pose as if he's drawing his sword. So what I did was I made it look like he was yanking on some reins with that pose by getting some armitage wire, very, 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 very thin armitage wire, twist it around itself. Looks like a rope, done.
Yeah.
Attached to the
and then
lions.
just attached to the lions that he famously has in his sleigh, which were.
So it's 100% having a picture. So have a look at your screen right now.
Oh yeah, there'll be a picture.
100%.
So the lions are fell wargs, which. So I figured out how to turn fell wargs to look kind of like cats back when I played Age of Sigmar, because I used to play ogres, and ogres have frost sabers, and the frost saber models are horrible. They're an old metal sculpt from like 1999 that is not actually metal; it's fine cast, but it's the metal mold. They look like they're cubes. They have sharp edges on them.
A picture for these as well.
And they're also really expensive. And I needed 6 of them, and I was like, I'm not paying £100.
Yeah.
So I bought a box of fell wargs.
Yeah.
And with them, they look like dogs or wolves, but then it's surprisingly easy to make them look like cats. You shave the ears to make them round instead of pointy.
Okay.
And then get the fluff off the tail. Shave the tail down so it's a thin tail. Boom, you got a cat.
Yeah.
And then if you want it to be a lion,
Yeah, they're pretty horrendous.
they're pretty awful.
We're just having a look now.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the screen.
that's a very well painted one. You should see the one on the official website.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. It looks like they've updated them recently.
There is one. There is one from a Warhammer Underworld set.
Oh no.
That is nicer, but if you're taking the units.
Is it perhaps this?
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that's the boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll put that up as well. If you remember this, I'm going to have to listen back through and remember. I should have been writing this down, but I'm just not that prepared.
But yeah, so to make them into a lion, just get a bit of green stuff, stick it on the end of the tail, make a little flick.
Nice.
And then manes are nice and easy. Just put a big blob of green stuff or Miller put on them and scrape. That's how you do anything furry. Blob of green stuff, scrape.
Yeah.
You can use a pencil. You could use a crafting knife if you use the back of it so it's not quite so sharp.
Yeah.
Or I've got some sculpting tools that are actually just dental tools.
Nice.
Yeah.
You scrape with them. That's really easy.
Toothpicks as well are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst part about this model is how I decided to try and connect the lions to the sleigh, because the sleigh itself is actually really funny. It's in the Warhammer Giant box. It comes with like a wooden cage that you can put a little man in, and you can be swinging the man around in this wooden cage or have it on his belt. It's just half of that.
Nice.
And that's that. And I just stuck it on the ground and stuck Radagast on it.
You could do another one, is what you're saying.
I could do another one. I could. My second Age of Sigmar army is giants. I could do another 7.
Radagast can't.
But because that's such a small thing, it was difficult to sort of like connect the lions to the sleigh in a way that looked right. So I made like a harness for them out of green stuff, so they are also connected to each other. And that's slightly doofy. I do have like a pole going through the middle that they're connected to, which evens it out a bit, which I think is from the Iron Blaster kit from the Ogres in Age of Sigmar. That's going to be a common trend with stuff that I do, is there's going to be lots of Age of Sigmar parts in there because they are really good models.
Yeah.
And they come with loads of extra bits and bobs.
You did the Sauron as well
I did the Sauron,
for the team,
which is...
Yes.
I can't, like, so that's from the Cities of Sigmar Command set. And I can't remember why I bought that set. I bought it for something. I bought it for something specific.
To make Sauron, that's why.
And there's it was Sauron, but it's a different Sauron. I remember now.
Oh my god.
there are 2.
There's 2.
Oh my god.
In that set, there's a big hero. It's just like a big bulky man.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 head options, and one of them is like an exposed face, and one of them is like a full face helmet. The full-faced helmet is embedded in the big flappy blob of green stuff that I used like a year and a half ago to make Sauron the Necromancer.
Oh my god.
And then I used his body
Yeah.
earlier this year. Very little conversion on that one, actually. I glued the body together as normal, gave him his hammer, and then I just chopped the end of the hammer off so it looks more like a scepter, because it was Warhammer scale, so the hammer head was massive.
Yes.
And I was like, we'll just trim the back so it looks more like a scepter. And obviously Sauron's supposed to be big anyway. Realised, even though I used a heroic scale miniature, which is also big for that game, he was still about an inch too short. So I put him on a very big tactical rock.
Okay. Yes.
But I couldn't find an appropriate noggin for him, so I actually made one out of green stuff. And then he kind of looked like Big Baz from down the pub. Like, if you ever seen like the memes of like North FC, just like your stereotypical big bald bloke with a pint of Carling, or it looked like that. So then I used some more green stuff to give him a massive hood to cover the head that did not look menacing at all.
Nice.
Yeah. And then he's in a pose sort of looking down, so you have to be very intentionally looking at his face to notice what an abominable job I did on it. But that one came out pretty good again, and it saved me a significant sum of money because Proper Sauron's expensive.
Yeah.
And Proper Sauron's fine cast.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be dealing with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go.
No, I was just gonna say I don't kit bash.
I don't either. This is basically Nick's session.
Essentially, yeah. I think the last thing I did, I genuinely can't remember. Oh, I did Shelob, but that was more of just a that wasn't a kit bash. That was the same thing. I just changed which legs went into which holes.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, also will be up on your screen because it looks amazing.
yeah, I've done Shelob.
So well done. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done
flash.
any kit bashing on any of my models because I'm too scared to do it, I think. I mean, I've glued together other people's kit bashes. That doesn't count. But no, I just don't do it. I just don't have the confidence for it. But I don't have loads of spare parts, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd have to go out and buy stuff to then kit bash.
You don't always need spare parts. So, for example,
Wow.
Your Spider Army.
He's a pro.
my Spider Army is that's not technically a kit bash. That's just rubber Halloween toys off of Amazon for like £1.50. But like
Absolute genius. That's what it is.
That looks great.
I saved myself about 450 quid by doing that.
Exactly.
And it's perfect because the army's gone legacy anyway, so I don't have to worry about it not being GW legal because I can't take it anyway.
Yeah.
But like, I have a Nazgul that I have very rarely used. We'll put a picture up. You might have seen it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen this. I've killed that.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
That is just a Minas Tirith warrior.
Oh, is it?
Minas Tirith warrior. I cut his head off, put the big hood up
Yeah.
so that it looks empty, and that meant that I didn't have to like paint the darkness around the hood. And what is his shield? What would normally be his shield arm is just off an orc.
Nice.
I don't know which orc. It's just off an orc warrior. I cut the orc warrior's arm off.
Yeah.
Might be a spearman, and then I just cut the spear away, so it looks like he's got a bald fist.
Yeah.
And that's that. And that's like.
It looks really cool.
It does look really cool. Yeah.
And then sometimes you can just shimmy shammy kits around. So like, one thing I've done out of necessity is both of my orc banners are just made from normal orc warriors because I didn't feel like paying the money for banners, and also it means they're started from post. So like my white hand banner, that's an orc I got second hand.
Yes.
So he was missing an arm. So I just took. I think one arm is from. I think the basic pose is a two-hander.
Yeah.
Maybe. So his arm was up. I swapped the hand for a swordsman hand.
Yeah.
And then I used a bit of green stuff to reposition his other arm.
Yeah.
And then just used a spear for the banner.
Yeah.
And then again, a bit of green stuff.
The green stuff
Actually,
on
no,
the
that's not
actual
green
one.
stuff on the banner. That one is, say it with me, lads, it's from the Warhammer Giant kit. That is, that's the loincloth from a Warhammer Giant.
That is a stinker.
That's quite dark. That.
First banner you can smell coming.
Yeah. But then another example, I mean, technically this one kind of has a spare in it. My troll that I took to Stirling, this was one where this was just me being anal about WYSIWYG, where with an Isengard troll, if you take a drum, you lose the shield.
Yeah.
So he has a hand weapon and the drum.
Yeah.
With a Mordor troll, you don't lose anything, you just take the drum. So he still has a hand and a half weapon.
Right. Okay.
Except he doesn't because he's beating the drum. So we'll put the picture up.
Yeah.
I'll just show you guys. Mine,
So cool.
It is.
I mixed and matched the arms. So one arm is an Isengard troll and one arm is the drummer arm.
Yeah.
And that meant twisted the hands so they were sort of in line with each other and then connected the two weapons with some plastic off of something. Might have been a bit of sprue. I don't know.
Giant kit.
And then just like, giant kit. Padded it with green stuff to connect it into an actually two-handed hammer.
Yeah.
And then one of the drums, I just drilled a hole because they've got the pegs on them.
Yes.
They've got like the bit on their hips that you can slot them into. So because he's got the peg, I just drilled a hole into his back. He's got that like strap on his back, which ends in a little circle.
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Drill fits right in there. Drilled a little hole in, pegged it into there, glued that in. I see you chuckling.
I'm not. I know what you're talking about.
I've got a little goblin playing the drum, and it's just a goblin spearman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did order some goblin drummers for it, but they were taking too long to arrive, and then they arrived like the day after I glued the
Typical,
goblin
isn't
on.
it?
Classic.
But to be fair, I think this one worked better. So the goblin spearman's in like a bit of a weird pose, but all I did was I just snipped the spear in two places,
Yeah.
so then it looks like he's holding two sticks. Little ball of green stuff, little ball of green stuff.
So he's
Now he's
got
got two
drums
beaters.
Yeah.
And they're already in quite a wide pose. I did have to snip one of his legs just to bend it outwards a little bit. But then that meant that I was able to slot him behind the drum. So now he's sort of... It looks like he's trying to balance on the drum, like he's pressing his foot against the drum to go into the back of the troll so he doesn't fall off. And again, like... If you've got a goblin...
My brain just doesn't work this way. Like, I just don't have this creativity at all. Yeah. Like, I don't... Like, it makes so much sense as you're describing it. You're like, that makes sense, and then the drum, and it makes all the sense in the world. But my brain just wouldn't have got there. It's just so. I love it. I'm just saying, I just love the creativity.
As far as my kit bashing goes, it's essentially like basing. Like I'll use if I get a spare weapon,
It'll go on a
I'll be
base.
like, great.
Yes.
That sword's going on someone's foot. You know, like, or I'll use like milliput and green stuff and. I do have a lot of materials for basing. Like I've got cork and like 1,000 different types of small leaf.
Yeah,
lots of small leaves.
I've got lots of small leaves and
or
small
like
flowers,
different colours of dirt and stuff.
Yeah,
but I think that's because it's such a different like process. Kit bashing or painting or even like building a miniature. So it's quite nice to have that. Like when I start a project, I usually build a ton of bases.
Yeah.
And then I'll do the rest of the project. But I'd never kit bash. I think maybe if I spent less time on bases, I would think that would be prime kit bash time.
Yeah.
They are sort of connected, I suppose.
It's amazing how quickly you can motivate yourself to do it when you want to use something expensive.
Yeah.
For example,
that's true.
Crabane.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're pricey. Now I only have 2 of these because this is a very easy kit bash. But God, does it take a long time?
What pieces from different kits have you used on the Crabane?
So, some pieces that could be from absolutely anything. I genuinely have no idea. I've used the edge of a sprue.
Okay.
Nice.
The edge of several sprues with all little sticky out bits and stuff that have been snipped off.
Yeah.
Glue them together into a roughly tree shape. Smother it in green stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, you might get some little knots appearing on it from where you've got like a small bit that works nicely in your favour.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's worth just when it's ever so slightly cured, but not all the way cured, just sort of glide across it with a knife in a few places to get
Like bark
just some texture
Yeah.
and some bark texture onto it. And then glue a bunch of birds onto it from the Warhammer Giant set.
So what I'm hearing here is just buy the Warhammer Giant set for everything but using giants.
By the Warhammer
Just
Giant set, you'll have Crabane, Radagast and Slay.
Slay, yeah.
Sword banner.
The
banner,
loincloth,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's a multi-purpose kit. I'm very impressed by this kit.
It's a wonderful kit. So I end up with a lot of spares. So like some people that are in some of the groups I'm in will be familiar with some Warhammer Giants I converted recently.
Yes.
And that's why I've got so many spares, because I don't build them out the box. Like I'll take a couple of bits and then just cover them in all sorts of other monstrosities that I've got from elsewhere.
We've inadvertently just created an advert for Warhammer monster kits, giant kits. Sorry, that's there you go.
They come with so many spare
So
parts.
the SWAT team who have lined up to take what for what were previously said about Warhammer have just backed off now. So well done. Stand down, guys. Brilliant, excellent. I mean, well,
Any other models that anyone wants to shout out, or
there was one model that nearly put us off painting metal models for the entire rest of my life.
Oh, no.
And that was the old Gandalf the White on a horse with his staff in the air. I really, really did not like that model at all.
Which
Gandalf the White on Shadowfax. He's got his staff high up in the air.
Is that the one where he's like lurching forward on Shadowfax?
He's just like galloping forward. It's a really small. I can't remember. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. And
I'm not gonna have Gandalf the White slander. Yeah. You're gonna have to show me the model.
It was one of the worst models I've ever tried to put together. And then so I just stopped trying. And then when it reappeared in my collection of stuff that I found in my mum's loft, I then tried to put it together again, and its tail kept falling off. So I stopped again.
The tail?
And then I eventually got it to stick. And then I tried painting
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one either.
There you go. I found one. I found a Gandalf that Jonathan doesn't like. And then I was trying to start painting it. It was just absolutely awful. And then when you put it side by side with the new one, he's tiny. It's horrific.
Yeah.
And because of that model, I was like, I don't want to paint metal models ever again. I hate metal models, blah, blah, blah. It's only like in the last couple of years, 2 years or so, where I've like thought, oh, I'll try this metal. Well, actually, it's quite a nice sculpt. And then tried another metal one and went, oh, no, actually, maybe metal models aren't that bad.
Yeah.
But that one nearly put us off for life.
I
just didn't like it. Really bad.
See, the thing, I really like painting metal models.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, I just like the weight of metal models.
Yeah, I like using them. I love using them in a game.
If a hero's
Absolutely love it.
weighty, then you put them on a scenic base, and you're like,
Yes.
bloody hell, I can't even pick this guy up.
My Birdo is, I love my Birdo.
Yeah,
'cause he's so,
but then I think, like, you have to be careful. Like, if you put your fingers on a metal model, the paint will come off immediately.
Yes, yeah.
Which is like, I remember being a young painter, and I was like, I finally finished a character that I'm happy with, and then I used them in one game. Instead, I picked them up like I put my thumb on the back of their head and my finger on the nose, and then I looked at my model later that night, and I was like, great. Yeah. I've got no face.
Yes, so varnish your metal models, but
varnish the models.
But use a matte varnish and use one that you trust, that you've practiced on a not good model, and that isn't going to make it go horrible and grey, like they go like a horrible, weird misty colour.
Yeah. Heat up your matte varnish.
Yeah,
if you
warm it up first.
Yeah.
That
is one of the reasons why I became too scared to use my Gwai here, because I've got the old metal one.
Yeah.
Which I only had because I bought the Orthanc set because I wanted the Gandalf off of it so I could give him a gun.
Yeah.
Because he looked like he's shooting a gun. We'll put a picture of that one up as well.
Yes. Yes, it was, yeah.
And then I was like, I've got this guy here. I can take him with Thorn's company. Why not? It'll be funny. But I'm not going to do him as he comes out the box because he's like an inch off the ground and it looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
because he's in soaring pose. Like the Forge World one is looks fine.
Yeah,
because it looks a bit weird next to other eagles because why is he dragging his feet along the ground when all the others are actually flying high?
Yeah,
but the old metal one looks absolutely ridiculous when he's that close to the ground. So I did the Crebain trick and made him a tree.
Yes,
no Warhammer Giant this time. I did have some bracken that was supposed to be used for basing with, but I just used it as leaves, and it's fine. It passed.
Yeah.
And I made one branch particularly long, drilled a hole in it, and then used some coiled wire in that to slot into sort of like the slot on Gwai here that normally you'd put the flying stand on.
Yeah.
And it was glued to that. It was glued to that fairly securely. And it's 60mm base. The tree's quite heavy.
Yes.
And I think I weighted the base somehow. I forget how. And it's got a couple of magnets on it. But good lord, is it easy to knock over.
Yeah.
Like, because it's so top heavy. Because he's metal. And it's like, the amount of games, like, I didn't play many games there, but almost every game someone knock it over and I'd just be like, just be careful. Just be careful. Just maybe don't gesticulate by the bird. Maybe use a dice tray. So now, every single game I played with him, like one game I didn't even touch him and the paint came off. I picked him up by the tree every time and the paint still came off. So that one's never getting played with again. It's just going on the display case.
Yeah. I've got some range to the north. They've got like their spears. They just like bend sometimes if a dice hits them. And they bet. And I've got one in particular who I see him when when I open my case sometimes, and it's like, you know, like Kill Bill when like the lights, when she hears like the siren. Whenever I open my case and I see the Ranger, he's got like, there are like 4 lines across the bottom of his spear underneath his hand where it's bent and the paint is split. And it drives me nuts because there's no way I'm going to paint that again. But yeah, metal is
Tricky.
it's tricky.
Yeah. My Gulliver fell off a rock and is in 4 bits at the minute. I just haven't got around to putting back together. Metal Gulliver is very impractical. I will have to pin him. I will have to spend a good hour or two pinning them properly.
Is that for 10 seconds before you get the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I do hate building metal models. Like
Yeah.
the ones I've got that I like using are all mono.
Yeah.
Like one single piece.
One block of metal.
And even they have their own problems. Like, I have 3 metal Saramans, and every single one of them, the staff has snapped.
Yes.
And it's always snapped at the thinnest point. So it's like, I've got to put the tiniest amount of glue on this so that it doesn't have a big bulge of glue, which means it won't actually stick properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, gluing them together is awful. My Balrog is metal.
Yeah.
Plastic wings, thankfully.
Yes.
'Cause Jesus. But that one... I got it secondhand, and the guy I got it off of got it secondhand, so I don't know who to blame for the monstrosity that I was given. But he was mostly glued together wrong, and I think glued together with like old Gorilla Glue. Because it was like that, it like the pieces were sort of separating from themselves, and there's big brown stripe in between them.
Yeah.
And so I had to like chisel it apart.
Yeah.
And then meticulously scrape all of this manky old glue out of it
Horrible.
to then glue it back together and find that the pieces didn't actually fit. And so then I had to use a lot of Milliput to fill all the gaps. Oh, God, it is. Oh. Big metal models are the worst.
And on that note,
I was going to say this positive hobby podcast. God, I hate metal. I hate Finecast.
well, I think because it is getting on a bit, we should probably go on to the quiz now.
On the quiz,
because I'm excited for this because you were bigging it up before the podcast.
I wasn't bigging it up.
You said it was going to be the best one ever. You said we're never going to top it.
It basically, yeah. And that's high praise given Nick's last quiz.
Unfortunately, it's now that's now on record. I guess that I did say that, whether I did or didn't. Anyway, check this is working properly.
So, as far as I'm aware, this is a visual quiz.
This is a visual quiz.
Perfect for a podcast.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, so
alienating our Spotify listeners.
Please go to the YouTube version of this.
If you want to join in and play along and not just listen to us flounder for the next 10 minutes, then have a look at the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Have a look at the YouTube video.
If you want to just listen along, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sure it'll be fun anyway.
It's just us going, nah.
I've got a dice, and I need you to roll off, essentially.
Is it a sad Jamie dice?
Of course it's a sad
Jamie dice. I roll first.
It's an 8. That's fantastic. Well done. on a D6. Maybe roll a flat surface.
I rolled a flat surface this time. Oh, it's a 6.
It's a 6.
Oh,
wow.
It's pretty good.
It's gone.
I mean, it was either going to be a 4 or a 1, so it's not a 6.
It's not a 6. Okay. So that means I'm going first.
Jamie, would you like to be good or evil?
Ooh. Oh. If the problem is, I think Nick knows he's evil better than me.
But do you know you're evil?
No, but if I get it means that he gets less points.
Okay.
No, I'll go good because I'll go good. Because why not? I'm overthinking it.
So you're gonna go
I'll
good.
Go good, yeah.
Okay. So, if you can tell me, what this is,
right? What is?
So I'm going to show you a silhouette.
Oh, right. Okay.
Of a model.
Ah, okay.
If you know the model,
right,
you get 2 points.
Yay!
But you can steal it, Nick, for 1. And you will be asked good models. And Nick will be asked evil models.
Right, I see how this works.
I feel like the good models are most just going to be like, that's a man.
Well, I think so. We're actually in recent weeks or months, we've done pretty terribly at the quizzes.
Yes.
So I've tried to make this one a bit easier.
We shall find out.
You aren't offended at that.
Right.
So
I'm not offended.
Jamie.
Yes.
The first one.
It's got to be Glorfindel.
It is Glorfindel.
It's Glorfindel. That's quite
Referenced earlier.
Hey,
there we go.
there
That's
he
2
is.
points.
Perfect.
This took me so long. So long. This one might not be a repeat quiz from Jonathan Mack. So, Nick, who is this?
Oh, I know this one.
It's I can't remember how to pronounce it now. The Shadow of Rudar.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I may have gone too easy on the quiz.
This time, yeah.
It's all right. We're at the 2 hour mark essentially. So yes, that is the Shadow. I've just got the colour versions.
Oh, no.
So
Here we go.
Jamie, who is this?
This
This is question 2 on the good side.
I don't know, to be honest with you. Is it
Take a guess.
Lotho?
It's not Lotho.
Don't know then.
I believe that might be Will Whitford, Mayor of Mickle Delving.
Oh my.
Full title.
He's done it. Points have officially been stolen.
Well and truly.
It is Will
Bravo.
Whitford with his top hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a Hobbit. That was about it.
Yeah.
That's another point for Nick.
Well done.
Right. Question 2 for the evil.
Oh.
Who is this?
Is that Gerrit's Master of Reserves?
Bloody hell. Okay.
Oh,
SWAT.
made the most of it. It's never going to happen again.
It is Gurrit,
Yes.
Master of Reserves.
Yes. Well done.
So that is 5 for Nick at the minute.
Yeah, that's fine.
Strictly.
I wouldn't have done any of these. So.
Classic northeasterling attitude.
Yeah.
So
Happy to lose. As long as I'm having fun.
there he is. Quite a nice model, actually.
It is. Painted like that.
Yeah. I was surprised when I looked at it because, Gurrits. Jamie, the third good guy. Who is this?
Well, I feel like it's going to be Radagast, the brown, because of the bird, and we've mentioned it previously. And in my head, that's all I can see, but I don't think it is.
It's not
No.
Radagast the Brown. I'm very sorry. Nick, who is this?
I'm trying to tell his proportions. I think that might be Floy Stonehand.
It is Floy Stonehand.
Oh my God, I would never have got
Okay, we made a mistake putting the Kit Bash guy on the podcast quiz this month. This man is he's
earning these stripes here.
Trawled through the Warhammer website.
Fantastic.
That is Floy
Excellent.
Stonehand. For the bad guys, up next.
That's a Gundabad Ogre, I think.
Okay. We're not going to tart the answers up anymore.
There's no suspense whatsoever.
Just that is a Gundabad Ogre. You know what? Yeah, it is. Yeah. That is a Gundabad Ogre.
Nice.
Correct.
This is a quick quiz for you guys.
Jamie. Oh no. Who is this?
I don't know.
Say what you see, you know.
You see, is it Bard the actual bowman?
Is that your final answer?
No, I don't know. But yes, it is,
Yes.
because I don't know what it is.
It's not Bard the Bowman. But I can see he is holding a bow.
Yes,
So
it's because he's got
Yep.
a sword there. Otherwise, I would have said something.
people at home, I think, are going to be screaming at you for this.
Oh,
one.
I don't care.
Well, maybe not. Nick, who is this?
See, I almost said Percy, but it's not Percy. Is that Legolas?
It's not Legolas.
Is it not?
Okay.
Is it a Lake Town guy?
It's not a Lake
No.
Town guy. No points on either side.
Yeah.
It is Aldor.
the
Rohan
hell.
guy.
Yeah. But I did think when I looked at his silhouette, I was like, that does look like Legolas. So
I knew it wasn't Legolas because of the sword.
because the sword, yeah. But it's a Rohan kind of sword.
Yeah. Nice.
I was leaning
Okay.
very heavily towards Percy, but
Yeah.
and they are kind of the old
They
man
are very
archer.
similar.
Yes.
There are only a few ways you can hold a bow.
Yeah.
And everyone has that kind of like haircut in Middle Earth, so
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
Very
a nice model.
Very
actually.
nice. Yeah, that's very good. Oh, I know this one.
Nick, who is this?
I've forgotten his name. It's the
Get him on.
Rohan guy,
Get him
Lord
on.
Thorn.
Oh God.
It is Lord Thor.
There we go.
That's what I knew.
Congratulations. That is another 2 points for Nick. I'm going to be honest with you, Jamie. It's not looking good.
No, it's not, is it?
Not looking good.
Nah. Nope.
You've got to get the next few right. Jamie, I believe this is your last chance to score points.
Okay.
So, for dignity, who is this?
That's I think that's Theodred.
It is Theodred.
Get it.
Hey.
Congratulations,
Andrew Lister. I did you proud
Yep.
by getting one of them.
Yeah, I chose that one because I thought this is a model we've seen
Yeah. Recently.
on the regional stage.
Nice.
And Nick, this one really
to confirm
matters.
the win.
Okay. there is a surprise twist at the end, though.
Hello.
Who is this?
Oh Christ! I'm not so hot with Easterlings.
Not that it's definitely an Easterling.
No, it's definitely an
I definitely
Easterling.
know it's an Easterling, so he hasn't given us that away.
Is it? Oh God! Is it Rumil? Is there an Easterling called Rumil?
Rumil is an elf.
Is it an elf?
Yeah.
I can't
it's
remember.
not.
I don't know which one I'm thinking of.
not.
Then.
I think you might be thinking of Rutabi.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Well, it's not Rutabi either.
There.
Is it Amdur?
It's not Under.
Under has a sword, doesn't he? And that's is
does.
that a spear?
This is not. I think it's called the Elven something or other.
All right.
Elven Glaive, maybe it's called. Or... Anyway, this is the Dragon Emperor on foot. Yeah, that was a trickier one. I thought that one was like Aldor levels of difficulty.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to check the scores and see if it's relevant to do the surprise question.
Let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway.
So, well, to be fair, I had my surprise. So I hope you remember all 10. There is one of these that is not like the others.
Right.
Do you know which one it is? And if you give me some bullshit that I hadn't thought of, I'll give you the 3 points anyway.
Well, only one of them was a monster, and that was the ogre.
Oh, that is true. That wasn't the one I thought of. So, so I guess you can have that. Any other advances? Do you want me to?
Aldo was the only archer.
I think Aldo is the only archer. Actually, there's another one.
Is
Floy Stonehand's also the only legacy.
That was the
that's-
one that I had.
There you go.
Floyd Stonehand was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was gonna say Floyd was the whatever he's called was the I went out Floyd. It's the new one. Floyd Stonehelm.
So
He was the odd one out, but I couldn't figure out how.
yes,
So-
yeah. So it's.
I was going to say out of production, and I thought,
No, he is. Yeah.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's out. He is.
Yeah,
I get
he's
points for
only in
legacy now.
he's only in Reclamation of Moria.
Reclamation.
Isn't
So
he?
do I get points for being the only one out of production?
Yeah. Go on,
Jonathan.
you can have those 3 points.
Sympathy points, yes.
So yeah.
And this is generally how it goes in tournaments for the Northeastlands versus the Rangers. Northeastlands are like, well, I had fun, but we did really bad. And then the Rangers are like,
I don't think any of them ever said that to me.
I know. Do not
what the
believe
team
these
chat's
lies. The Northeastlands are crazy power hungry. so with all those bonus points, Jamie, you got 7.
yay, get it.
Nick, you got. It's going to take a little bit longer to count this one. 19.
Wowza.
That's
Bravo,
So
Nick.
that's 10 from the stealing that you did, and then 3 for each.
10 for the
special-
stealing.
Well, the stealing and the scoring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Nick.
Found my niche.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silhouettes
Yeah.
is your
sorry,
thing.
Sorry, but I really set you up for that.
Square.
Another win for the Rangers of the Northeast.
He said he's not going to do it again, so that's it. I'm screwed now.
Oh, it could come back.
Back to
Plenty-
normal
good-
questions
plenty
next
of
month.
models.
It could come back. There are plenty of models, and now that I know how to do what I did, I might be able to
Do
figure
a
it
bit,
out.
bit easier without pulling your
It'll
hair.
be hard mode if you do warriors, I think, rather than heroes.
Yeah.
that'll be.
Yeah, I did think that. I thought I'd start. We've had a run of being terrible at quizzes, so at least, and I thought that one would be a bit of a.
The problem
I
we've
give.
got though, the next one is Nick. The next quiz is Nick's quiz. So I'm fairly concerned as to where that's going to go.
Yeah. It could be anything.
It could be literally
I'm going
anything.
to start revising all of the pieces in the Warhammer Giant kit.
We'll do another picture round. I'm just gonna show you something that I've built and be like, what did I use?
Yeah, but the answer's going to be Warhammer Giant Kit. So,
I was gonna show you a picture of a Warhammer Giant, but like, what did I use? Warhammer Giant kit, no.
Wrong. So now we have to study everything that Games Workshop has ever released.
yeah. That's a lot of revision.
Brilliant.
Some
So, yeah.
Sigma models.
So, yeah, correct.
Yeah. Well, yes, that was the quiz then.
Shorter than usual.
It was a lot more efficient, that one. Yes. Nick was just like all in.
It's a good about troll.
Efficiency.
Good about ogre. No Harren. No performance. Just
Floyd Stonehelm.
You can't start the quiz saying I've intentionally made this easy and then get mad that we got the questions right.
you just gotta, you've gotta.
You got the questions right. Is it? Oh, right. Anyway.
Lessons learned.
Many lessons learned. Okay, so she'll finish off then because you're probably all really bored by now. Well, we're not, but you guys probably are. So we'll go into the next bit, which is our event shout out. So Peter Bowl, 200 points, no named heroes. That's the second Thursday of every month at Northern Lions Games. I don't know if Thursday Night Throwdown is still on. I'm going to shout out anyway. 350 points every third Thursday at Middlesbrough Gaming Club. Just check in on their Facebook for that. So we have the Great North Rune coming up this weekend. Obviously tickets, so not going to be on sale or anything, but keep an eye out on the NEHL on how we all do on that one. So that's no flying models, Northern Alliance Games. It's going to be interesting because it's a 90, so it's going to be 100. No Gwai here, exactly. And he's made Legolas more expensive.
Yeah.
20 points more expensive if you want to take him. Yeah. So should be interesting actually to see what people bring. So after that we have Ranger Court and Hulseyard. That's the team's
What's
event.
that?
Jonathan, would you like to
is
explain?
that is my team's event that I'm hosting on the 20th of June. We've got a lot of teams from all over Northern England, actually. We've got some Sheffield guys are coming, some Leeds guys. I think even some of the Carlisle Corsairs are heading over as well.
So I know who the top 10 are going to be.
So, yeah. But yeah,
the Rangers of North East are still down a man because somebody decided to TO instead of play with us.
I know. Yeah, Rangers are struggling now. Our two best players are TOing.
Ooh, shots fired.
Sorry, that's me no longer captain. Mutiny.
Just demoted himself.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a good day.
Yes.
It's my first event, so be very kind and gentle with me.
No.
On the day.
I'm going to ask him so many questions.
Direct everything towards Callum.
I'm going to be like, so Tabletop Admiral says this thing, right? And what do you think? Because whatever you say, I'm not going to say anyway.
That's nice, Jamie. And then I'll walk away.
Get it? Excellent. That's why I can work with that. So the next event after that, I think there's another Middlesbrough event in July. There's not a lot of details about that at the minute.
There is.
But check the.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, you go.
No. You
No, just
go.
So check out the Facebook page for that. Was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just going to say. I think there are still tickets for Leeds by Example.
Oh yes,
At the start of June, 6th and 7th of June. It's 100 or is it a 90? No, I think it's a 90.
Oh, it's a 90. Yes,
But
it's
there's
2-day event though.
Similar to Great North Rune, there won't be any eagles there.
Yeah.
Because the eagle list is banned. There won't be Legolas is banned. Barrowweights are banned. So if you want to see what the meta looks like without those profiles, then that might be the
check it
place
out
to go. I think there are tickets left, but that's it's all on Facebook. There's an event page, and
yeah, good shout. Yes,
there you go.
So then after that is mine in August. So that's Hope Remains, 250 points, Good v Evil. That's at Rotten Seagulls in Whitburn. There are 5 tickets left for that one. Yes, so we're nearly at capacity at 40.
That's exciting.
So it's promising to be really fun. The raffle prizes are starting to come in. I'll announce some stuff maybe on the next podcast as to what I've got collecting. We have a Talking Shire t-shirt I have ordered exclusively for the raffle.
We're just going to cycle one of us out. Whoever wins the raffle, you also get to sign a contract.
Yes, that sounds fun. So that's that up until that's mid-August. That is. So we'll keep shouting out
Very
in the
exciting.
meantime. So yeah, game nights. If you're looking for game nights, we have Northern Lions Games in Newcastle at Holt's Yard. We have Middlesbrough Gaming Club. Gecko Gaming doesn't do club nights, but they do have spaces, tables available. That's in Felling and Gateshead. Then we've got Element Games, who have a couple of tables downstairs in their vault. That's in Newcastle. And then Rotten Seagulls is in Whitburn and Sunderland. So check out the social medias for all those places. Come down. There's plenty of people. We have a big WhatsApp group for the Northeast called the Prance and Pony. So let me know. Maybe through email or anything if you're just listening for the first time, or if you're not in the Prance and Pony chat, just let me know. We're going to add you in there. You've plenty of people to talk to and find games. So yes, we do still have our Patreon if you want to get joined into that. It is a free tier at the minute, just to get sort of interest. So search for Talking Shire on Patreon, and then we're going to kind of look into doing giveaways and stuff like that as we grow. And that's pretty much it. Just a reminder, the next episode, we are going to be talking about ranking parts of the hobby in what order of importance. So it's like competitive play, narrative play, painting, conversions, and display boards. I know where conversions are going to go on your list.
Oh, yeah. 5.
So, yes. So get in touch at talkingshire@outlook.com and we shall... we'll go through all that. So check out our YouTube if you haven't already for some of the funny pictures. I want to say a big thank you to my brother who does do the recording. We are sitting in his house when we're recording these things. We use most of his equipment and he does edit as well. So thank you, Ryan, for recording and editing the podcast. Not that there's a lot of editing because we just talk rubbish the whole time. Yeah. It's great.
We talk Shire.
Hey!
Way. Sorry, Ryan.
Sorry.
All these things happening in his house. He must be scary.
Yeah, well, on that note,
don't end there. Someone say something else.
No, I think we're going to end there. I think that's pretty much it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's it. We've been Talking Shire. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.